Now let's hold up our loaded nacho cheeseburgers. Everybody say, queso!
Queso!
We've got Michigan versus Ohio State. Thank you for joining us here on our live tailgate sponsored by Wendy's. I'm National College Football Analyst RJ Young, and I am pleased to be joined by two legends of the game. Introducing first, representing the Maize and Blue 1997 National Championship running back, 938 yards on the ground, Chris Howard. Chris, man, how you doing, dog?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Very cool, very cool.
Let's go. Go Blue, baby.
I'm in for it. And representing the Buckeyes, Ohio State running back, All-American, and first-round draft pick, Beanie Wells. Beanie, come on, man.
How's it going?
Very good to see you, dog.
Good to see you as well.
Have a seat.
Some love,
Hey.
That's about as much love as I expect y'all to show all day long. But I want to get right into this. Chris, what was your experience in this game? Like, how is it being in this game, in this atmosphere that these guys are getting ready to play in?
Man, it's exciting. Like, you can't really put it into words. I mean, this game, it goes back, years, and all the guys that have played in this game, it always comes down to who's going to win the Big Ten championship, who's all going to go to the Rose Bowl. So it's a huge game, man, and to see that these two teams are undefeated, I don't think you could ask for a bigger circumstances, bigger situation.
Beanie, you played in this game. You've won this game. The first time that these two teams showed up 11-0. What's that atmosphere like?
It's crazy. Fans are obviously, going to be, ranting, raving. Going into the big house is not an easy place to play. I certainly played there before. Right on top of you. It's going to be noisy. And then this is a game that's for everything. Everything's on the line. A chance to get into the college football playoff. A chance to, win the Big Ten or certainly have an opportunity to win the Big Ten championship. But then most importantly, for Ryan Day not to lose three straight to the school up north. So it's going to be interesting and very rowdy up there for sure. I mean,
it's wild to think about, but Ryan Day has won more than 50 games. He's lost 6. But the thing that people say is, hey, dog, he 1-2 in this game. And I got to ask you, Chris, like, not for nothing, but every time that I have done one of these, Michigan ends up winning this game, but you still feel kind of nervous about it.
Listen, I feel nervous when we play against Bowling Green. That's just who I am.
Okay.
But when you play against a team against Ohio State, because one, just like for Michigan, this is the biggest game of the year for both schools. And so everyone's going to come out, they're going to play hard, they're going to play physical, and everyone's going to bring their A game. So as much as we like to listen to pundits talk about who has the advantage, all that goes out the window when these two teams play.
Well, I know for me, sitting next to two tailbacks, I'm very interested to find out what you guys think about Blake Corum and Travion Henderson. And Beanie, I want to ask about this first because Trey has looked like the guy that I always thought he could be since he left Hopewell. What have you seen from him the last couple of weeks that leads you to believe he could have a big game?
We've seen him go out there and be more confident. Right. And I think that confidence stems from the fact that he's the guy. You go back to his freshman year, he knew he was going to be the guy. He knew he was going to play a ton. Last year was, he wasn't healthy. He was splitting carries. And at the beginning of this year, he was splitting reps as well. And I know, Chris, when you're a running back and you're thinking or you're knowing that you're going to go out there, you don't know how many carries you're going to get. Every carry you're trying to press. Every carry you're trying to make a home run to prove you are this great running back. Now he can be settled in there. He knows he's going to get an opportunity to play and get 20 to 25 carries. He's not pressing. He's letting the game come to him. And I think that's what we're watching right there on the football field.
Chris, big game for Blake. Blake didn't get to play in this game last year very much, obviously hurt his knee after about 2 carries. Do you think that he's got a little bit more energy for this game, or is it just going to be a regular Blake Corum, which is, by the way, All-American Heisman finalist caliber tailback?
No, I think for Blake, again, he missed this game last year. The offensive line has not necessarily been particularly great this year in the run game. So we haven't really seen Blake be Blake because of that. And over the last few weeks, we've seen him break longer runs, score touchdowns, do all those things. So I think going into this game, I think we'll see a more focused, a more energetic, a more determined Blake Corum because he missed last year's game.
Is it fair to say that you are really interested to see if the offensive line can get settled very quickly and very early? Or are you thinking that J.J. McCarthy needs to get in some sort of rhythm?
No, we talked about this before. I think the offensive line has to have their best game. They haven't necessarily played that great over the last few weeks. And I think for the offensive line, I always say I think the team goes as far as the offensive line takes it. So for the offensive line, that affects the running game, that affects the pass game, that affects how effective this offense will be. So for me, it's offensive line or nothing.
Speaking of which, talking about what we were talking about before we got here, you felt a little loosey-goosey about this game. I found that interesting. Please.
I did. You know, I think the last couple of years, obviously, the pressure has been on Ohio State. You know, they went out and lost. But you look at Ohio State the last couple of weeks, I think they've been gearing up for a physical football game. We hadn't been featuring Marvin Harrison Jr., who was a Heisman candidate, and I'm sitting in my mind wondering, why aren't they getting this guy the ball, knowing, you know, the implications and where he could be in the Heisman race? But then you look at just the passing game overall. It's been there, but it just hasn't been featured. I think Ryan Day, that Ohio State coaching staff, they knew if they were going to get into the college football playoff, they're going to do everything they want to do, they got to be a physical football team. And I think they've been gearing up for that the last couple of weeks. That's why we've seen Travion take off like he has been doing. So that gave me confidence. Gave me confidence in this team. And then understanding the magnitude of the moment and everything that it encompasses. I'm confident for this football game and this football team. I think they've been working their tails off. I can't wait to get it started.
I'm glad you touched on the physicality from Ohio State because, frankly, that has been questioned since this game last year by Ohio State fans. Just how physical can they be? And I find that interesting because you're talking about a tailback, talking about featuring a wide receiver at Ohio State, just felt out of this world even 10 years ago.
Right.
And now you're talking about 1-8 being a Heisman finalist. Do you think they need to get him involved very early, or do you think they need to establish the run game and be physical?
I think you need to establish the run game and be physical. I mean, Chris, you can attest to this. I think both coaches and just both universities know this game is always won or lost in the trenches. He talked about Michigan's offensive line. It's the same for Ohio State's offensive line and defensive line. This game is going to go how far those trenches go for both teams. Whoever comes out successful up front, they're going to win this football game. So you have to establish that physicality early.
Well, I mean, for both of you, I know we spend a lot of time talking about offensive football. You guys are running backs. I love offensive football. But the defenses for both of these programs have been outstanding this year. I did not expect to see two of the three best defenses in college football playing this game this time this year. I didn't even expect both of them to be 11-0. But I got to ask, who needs to play better defense? Would it be Michigan for you or Ohio State?
I think Michigan's defense has to play better because Ohio State has weapons. They can use Travion in the passing game. Obviously, they got Marvin Harrison, but their tight end is really good. They've got Mbuka.
Cade Stover.
All those guys. So I think Ohio State is going to put a lot of pressure on Michigan's defense to make them guard the entire field because they have weapons. Whereas Michigan, we definitely have, you know, Roman Wilson, but he's coming off an injury, so we don't know how effective he's going to be. Our tight ends are very good, but it'll also be determined on the game plan that Sherrone Moore has in store for this Ohio State defense. But I think Michigan's defense is going to have a handful, but I think they're up to the task.
I'm excited about it because Emeka Egbuka one-on-one with Mike Sanders signed me up, right? Cornelius Johnson against that secondary signed me up. Beanie, seeing that defense have this moment after last year in particular, might be the best defense you had since 2019. Is that fair to say?
Yep.
Do you think that they're up for this game? Do you think they're ready?
I think so. Just because everything that's been talked about with them being a soft defense. Last year, they gave up way too many big plays. We couldn't stop the run. There were so many, inefficiencies amongst the defense, so many holes. This year, I certainly think they're ready. I think, just as a football player, you get tired of hearing people talk about how bad you are and what you can't do. And, I don't think this team is any different. And, when you go out and you be exposed in big games time and time again, that weighs on you.
Yeah.
And it weighs on the coaching staff. Jim understands that, hey, I can't go out and play this, give up these big play type defenses, but try to keep them under control.
Right.
Can't happen. You got to stop it and stop it early. And I think all of these guys understand that.
We've gotten this far without mentioning, I think, the biggest story in college football, Jim Harbaugh, the sign-stealing scandal. He's not here for this game. Sherrone Moore is the acting head coach yet again. Biggest game of his life. How do you feel he's going to embrace this moment, or do you think that the moment is getting too big for him?
Well, we're about to find out.
Okay.
I don't know. I know that he's spent a lot of time with Jim Harbaugh and his staff putting together a great offensive plan. He just has to stick to it and stick to what he knows. I don't think he does anything outside of what Michigan typically does. I don't think he's going to implement anything new. I don't think you're going to see a new strategy. So he just needs to be confident in his play call and be confident in himself and just stick to the game plan.
What's fascinating to me about this Michigan football team is how the players continue to play. Scandal after scandal, so it seems, right? They've lost coordinators. They've lost their linebacker coach. You've seen Rick Minner be elevated. Jim Harbaugh's not going to be on the sideline for a third straight game. And yet it doesn't seem to matter for this football team in the way that, say, it would matter for some others. I wonder what the mentality is for a player when you know you have all this going on around you. How do you stay focused? How have these guys been able to go 11-0 with all this swirling?
Culture. It just comes down to the culture that you've established. And I think Jim Harbaugh and his staff have established a culture that is led by senior leadership, led by guys who've actually been here. And to Beanie's point he made earlier, when you've gone through, like, especially my year, we went 8-4 3 years in a row. At some point, you get tired of hearing people talk about you and calling you mediocre and everything else. And at some point, you decide to stand your ground and go out there and fight for what's important to you. And I think that's what Michigan has done, and that's why I think they've adopted this, us against the world mentality, because at the end of the day, only thing that matters is who's in that building and the work that they're putting in. And then everything else you can silence.
Beanie, what is your read on Ohio State looking at Michigan and all that they've been able to do and accomplish, and then with the backdrop of this sign-stealing scandal, no Jim Harbaugh on the sideline? What's the view for you?
One, they're a good program, regardless of, whatever transpired the last couple of years. You know the type of players they recruit. You know the type of coaches that they have. They went out and looked dominant, too. So they've been very dominant the past couple of years. But in the back of, your mind, you also think, like, okay, is this indication that something was going on? Because all of a sudden, Michigan did become a dominant football team the last couple of years. I know for a while there, they were talking about Jim Harbaugh, if he was going to get fired or not. So, when that happens, you start looking at the records, you start looking at how they've been dominating teams. It's like, oh, is this the reason why? Because they were stealing signs? So that's certainly in the back of your mind, but you also have to go out and play the game. And those guys went out and played the game, and they went out and played very, very well. But, nonetheless, Harbaugh not being there, I don't think that affects his football team. They've had him throughout the week. And like he said, they have a culture there, a culture of going out and playing hard-nosed football. I think when you look at Michigan the last few weeks, what have they been doing? Just dominating, running the ball. They said, we ain't going to pass the ball 15, 20 times a game. We're going to line it up and run it down your throat and prove that we're this mega man type beast, and you got to stop us. So that's been impressive the last few weeks, especially what they've been doing on the offensive end. But I don't think they miss Harbaugh at all. He's coached them throughout the week. So he has the game plan put in and implemented already.
If anything, I think we're missing something, right? As fans of this game, as fans of this rivalry. And it also kind of throws back into this. I think this is, everybody's going to agree, it is the biggest game on the calendar this year. But I'm wondering, coming into this game, where do you think it ranks in as far as the pregame buildup? Not the game itself, but how much we've been talking about it and what it might mean for both of these programs.
Oh, it's certainly probably, up there with the, top 2, top 3 games, just the buildup from the standpoint of us talking about it so much. You go back to the 1 versus 2 game, which I played in, you had a lot of implications going on there. I think Bo Schembechler died the week of, so there was a lot of talk during that game. But, everything that happened with Jim Harbaugh, everything that happens with this program, I think that's triumphed everything. And now we're in a social media-driven world. Back then, it wasn't so much where we knew what was going on the YouTubes and the social medias of the world. So I think this one definitely ranks as one of the top ones. So I can't wait to watch it unfold, man.
Well, we're getting ready for kickoff, and we see Ryan Day is doing his pregame interview with Jenny Taft. And I wonder, from your standpoint, Chris, like we talk about John Cooper and how Ryan Day is flirting with that area of his career. Do you feel as if he's due? Do you feel as if he needs to get one?
Well, yeah. When you're the head coach at Ohio State, everything is determined by this game, right? So that comes with a heavy burden, but that's something that Ryan Day knows very well. So it's not like it's out of the blue and he didn't know this. So now Ryan Day has also been a very successful coach. So is he on the hot seat if he doesn't win this game? Well, look at what happened at John Cooper. John Cooper was a very successful coach, And at the end of the day, they made a decision to go in a different direction because he couldn't beat his chief rival. So I'm not going to say that Ryan Day is on a hot seat, but people will start to talk and the chatter will start to get louder.
It's wild, man. They're getting ready to kick, but I did want to ask you about this particular point. I think 2020 is a watershed moment for Michigan. Because we're talking about 2-4. We're also talking about missing the game 104 out of 105 years. And then, snap of the fingers, it felt like they were really, really great. What happens if they play that game? Like they're playing it right now. What if they play that game in 2020? You think Jim Harbaugh is still your head coach?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because the chatter got really loud. The fan base was upset. They kept talking about how much money Jim Harbaugh was making. They were putting pressure on Ward to get rid of Jim Harbaugh. I was getting text messages and DMs from fans. Chris, they need to hold Harbaugh accountable. So all those things started to spiral out of control. So I have to think if that season continues, they probably do go in a different direction, and we're not here today.
Well, we got first play from the line of scrimmage, Ohio State, starting with the Rock. Man, it's a loaded box.
There we go.
And to Beanie's point, they come out with a run.
Hey.
Lined up. I don't know how many men they had on the line.
Say that. No,
but they're trying to establish a physical presence right off the bat.
That looked like some Don Brown stuff right off. Like, you know, you saw 3 high there. Ooh.
I said they leave that safety high right there again. I'm checking to a run.
I mean, you know, look.
I think that's what they want them to do.
Oh, man.
They want them to check out of that into a run and run into that box. At this point, defense Michigan is saying, I believe in our defensive line is better than your offensive line.
Right.
Because we don't want you to pass to Marvin Harrison. We don't want you to use your offensive weapons.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, come on.
Dropped it.
That's something that can't happen right there.
Okay, Mecca.
We missed picking up the blitz. He had him wide open. Well, you gotta
so
catch.
do you think that's on McCord?
No,
Or do you think
I
that
think
was
that's
on Ibuka?
That's on Emeka.
Okay,
He has to catch that right there.
Okay, all right.
That hit him dead square in the hands.
Let me see. Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got to catch
that's
that.
on
Listen,
it.
it's not a great pass, but as Coach would say, it hit you in the hands.
Yeah,
You better catch it.
Hey, so go back to the play before this, the second run. Travion got smacked.
Yeah, he did.
That's how you know how physical this game is about to be.
Hey, man, that's what I asked for. You know, let me hear them pads pop.
Right.
You know?
Okay, 3 and out. I like that.
Is this Tyler? Tyler Moore? No.
No, that's the other kid.
Yeah. All right.
This is about to be a telltale right here for me, is how physical Michigan comes out running the ball.
Yeah.
And what Ohio State defense does and trying to slow it. I'm bringing the extra guy in the box.
You know, like, yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, for me, it's what's Sharon Moore plan on doing with his offensive tackles? How does he plan on protecting JJ and giving JJ enough time to drive the ball down the field? Because we know Ohio State is going to want to stop the run.
We're throwing the ball.
Okay. So, again, trying to get JJ in rhythm early.
Yeah. I had 4 out in routes.
I don't know if that's something I would be worried about, though, is getting JJ in rhythm early. If I'm him, I mean.
Well, I mean, we talked about it before we started, right? Is which one needs to get going first, the run game with JJ. And it's clear that Sharon thinks I need to get JJ throwing the ball.
Well, I mean, it'll certainly open up things if he does have some success.
Right. Absolutely.
Early,
It'll
so
loosen up
get
that box for you, too, to run the ball. Okay.
No, that's,
3-4 yards. Well, I'll take that.
And that's what people don't even realize. When those little small 3-4 yard runs, you start to lean on the defense and you moving the chains. It may not seem like a lot, but come fourth quarter, those 3-4 yards turn to 10 and 20.
Exactly.
Coaches talk about the line of scrimmage and the battle. I wonder, as we're watching the ball, right, and we're watching how these men are pushing off, it already feels like Michigan is better off the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Nah, man.
That's a terrible call.
I was gonna say I keep running it. Like,
Terrible call.
just run the ball. We were just talking about how you got 4 or 5 yards there.
On the one carry that
And I'm just talking about, hey, look, y'all can push. Well, you know,
Yeah.
3 and outs to start. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is another example of how to kind of attack the edge, and it's almost like a run play.
I was gonna say, do they think that's a run play?
But I think you can come up with something better than that.
Well, you got this offensive line that's up for a Joe Moore Award.
But again, not the same offensive line from the last couple of years.
You know, to me, all the trickery is out the window.
Yeah.
Come on, at least in the first half of the football game, let's go out and just smash my ball on both sides. And, you know, we worry about the trick plays if we get in a tricky situation.
Well,
now.
and that for a wide receiver screen to be in your first part of your script, right? I just didn't see that from Michigan. I didn't think that was something they even had in the bag, frankly. But Ohio State defense stood up, right? They got their 3 and out. Michigan got its 3 and out. These coordinators. So we have Sherrone Moore, who's up for the Broyles Award, and we have Jim Knowles, who's also up for the Broyles Award. Of those 2 guys, it feels like Sherrone is in line to be a head coach, but I would not be surprised to find out that Jim Knowles gets some looks. How have you guys thought, in particular, about your assistants, Brian Hartline and Jim Knowles in particular? Have they shown you that they can be head coaches at the next level?
No, I think certainly Jim Knowles has, you know, with the progress that we've seen the last couple of years. He's definitely got this defense playing, like you said, one of our best in the last, 5 years. So I certainly believe he can. Hartline, I think he still needs a little bit more time at the offensive coordinator position. I think he'll be a great coach just because he recruits his tail off.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know if there's a better recruiter in the country than Brian Hartline. I think when his time comes, he's going to make a great head coach, but I still think he has a little bit more to do with this offense first and foremost before he gets that opportunity.
I mentioned the coordinators, Chris, but your guy Harbaugh has said, I think I got 4 guys on my staff that could be head coaches at the Power 5 level. But those 2 coordinators, in particular, Jesse Minter and Sherrone Moore, do you think both of those guys are back next year, or are they taking head coach jobs?
That's a good question, man. I think Jesse Minter is definitely going to get some calls. I think Sherrone is definitely going to get some calls, but I think it depends on the program. Like, where do you want to get your first head coaching gig at, right? Because obviously it's going to be a complete rebuild, and as we know, most places don't have a whole lot of patience for rebuild. So I think if these guys are smart, you have to wait for the best opportunity, not the first opportunity.
It is rare to see the Kirby Smart school of head coaching where he's just going to wait you out. I've been fascinated by the coordinators that want to stick at the programs that they are. Like Brent Venables was another great example of this at Clemson. He was not going to leave for just any job, to your point. But yeah, especially in the age of the transfer portal, right, where you can turn over the roster very quickly and people can see success, at least in that year 1, very quickly. I think you're right. You're going to have to be very picky about what you do. But I did not expect Michigan's defense to be as good, as it's about to take the field again, as it is right now. Like the way in which they're able to stop people. I think they're helped by their offense, certainly, but they get on the field, they get off the field.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to look at the guys up front. Kenneth Grant, Mason Graham, Chris Jenkins. I mean, they've got a great front 7. Linebackers are solid.
Junior
Colson. I mean, Michael Barrett. Again, we talk about culture. They've established culture. These guys understand what they need to do and where they need to be in every single situation. So I'm not surprised that the defense is good because they've adopted this there's no stars on the defense kind of philosophy. Other than, I mean, last year obviously you had Aiden Hutchinson, but for the most part, these guys are just guys, but they're doing their job.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
This is a shocker right now. Marvin Harrison Jr., one-on-one, no safety over the top.
You think Will think he got it.
Here we go, right there.
That is the man that I think needs to get the most touches today. I understand that Marvin Harrison Jr. is the star. I understand he's the Heisman finalist, but that guy wearing 3-2, he has an opportunity to hit a home run every time he touches the ball. When you know that, isn't it difficult not to get in opportunities like this one?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you want him to touch the ball early and often as much as possible because he is a game breaker. Anywhere on the football field, he can take the ball 80 yards.
Yeah.
Just that short check down play, that's going to be key too because a lot of times Ohio State isn't hitting check downs. I mean, quarterbacks this day and age in football, they rarely look at their check down option. And when you got a guy so dynamic, oh, come on.
Okay, so there it is. McCord hadn't played in this game.
Oh, my God.
You know, like this is the biggest game that he has played in, I think, for his entire career.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, there you
Ever.
go. And for you to miss,
Wide open.
yeah,
You can't do that.
goodness me. So his completion is a check down and dump off.
Come on, McCord. If anything, I think our quarterback position is the, deficiency for us on the offensive end. This is inexperience.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Man.
Let's go.
Swarming.
He got off that block so fast.
Yeah.
Josiah Stewart.
Man.
Yeah, that kid, he's been balling, man.
Coming up from
He
Coastal, yeah.
Yeah, he was a great addition in
Yeah.
the portal. Great pickup in the portal.
Aren't too many misses that y'all got coming out of the portal the last few years. I mean,
Nah.
even Dalen Baldwin out of Jackson State a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
Yep.
Ladarius Henderson coming from Arizona State.
Yeah, the center that we got last year, who ended up getting drafted to Seattle. I mean, he was outstanding.
Osman coming from Nebraska.
Drake Nugent, who we just picked up from Stanford.
What do you see? What do you see?
Right there, safety bail, wide open.
Come on,
He was
man.
wide open in the slot right there. I thought he should have got it to him a little bit faster.
We got to go for it, right?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. All right.
100%. I thought Kyle McCord should have got it to him real quick right here because you see they bailed,
Yeah.
slot was going to be wide open.
And that's your O block. That's Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Might
seen
be
him
a-
some
ooh.
touches. Seen him some touches. Between him
I hate to
and
say this, but that was probably a
Proctor,
bad
those
spot.
are
Yeah.
two of my favorite guys, man. 6 years you give to the program.
Oh, they're punting?
Oh, wow. What?
Thank you.
Come on.
Okay.
See, this is a situation
Sure.
where you establish how
Sure.
physical we're going to be. Go for
Listen,
Physical or aggressive?
it. Both.
Okay. Okay.
2 years ago when they played Michigan,
You get terrible.
when they played Michigan at the Big House, the biggest mistakes Ryan Day made was not going in on 4th and 1. You had Chris Olave, you had the other 5-star receiver who
Yeah,
got
Garrett
drafted
Wilson,
to
yeah.
Garrett Wilson. And then he wasn't going for it on 4th and 1. But then as the game started getting out of control, he started going for it and got all of them.
Right.
So for me, it's like, and you're in that situation, you got to go for it.
100%.
Like, what do you,
I
you
honestly
know what I
think
mean?
you got the defense you have today as opposed to the defense you had 2 years ago. This makes more sense today than it does 2 years ago in his defense, right? Your defense has outplayed you.
Yeah.
And I don't think Ryan Day has ever had that
Yeah,
experience.
but 2 years ago, when he didn't do it in the second half because he was forced to go for it, they converted. So for me, it's like you have to go for it in this situation.
And it's 0-0.
It's 0-0.
So what if somebody scores first at this point in time? I mean,
Well, there you go, right? That was always the thought that I had is if you're Ohio State and you got an opportunity to go up, go up.
Right,
Because
yeah.
I haven't seen Michigan be good coming from behind, even in the Jim Harbaugh era, like at
Yeah.
any point, right?
Right.
They got to be on schedule, they got to
Yes.
be on time, and they got to keep the game to one score.
Yeah.
But you're also, again, I feel like I'm defending Ryan Day here, but you're at the Big House, man. It's 4th and 1. What you gonna be able to hear?
Right.
You know, like what? And if you get stopped, what does that do to your football team? What does that do to your defense?
Right.
Right? Do you give Michigan the short field knowing they can't move the ball? Like I see it, and I'm not normally the person that likes a conservative play call. I usually like to be aggressive, but again, if you know your defense is good, let them be good. Let them go be great.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
offensively, you got to get Blake Corum the ball. You got to get
Yeah.
him to 7.5 yards deep.
Yeah. You gotta get him on schedule, just like anybody. Just like you got to get JJ in the rhythm, you got to get Blake Corum in the rhythm. You got to get the offensive line in the rhythm. Start to establish that physicality early, and get yourself in 3rd and short situations. Then, if you want to throw or run, at least you have those options. But right now, I think to Beanie's point is you need to establish that physicality right off the bat. You ran your cute screen, wide receiver screen play. Great. Now let's go back to the run, start to establish some physicality.
Well, it's also that he's fresh. Like, Blake Corum ain't played a lot of 4 quarters.
Yeah.
You know, there aren't that many touches. I'm amazed that he's got as many TDs as he has because he seems to really relish that role.
Yes.
But this is the time when you got to run him. You know, you got Secretary in the backfield, let him go. You know, like I'm very, very curious to find out how many touches we end up with for both of these tailbacks, frankly, because as much as these guys really do like their quarterbacks and really do like their wideouts, Ryan Day more so than Sharon Moore, I think it's cold. I think it's November. I think it's Ohio State versus Michigan. You want to run the ball.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I mean, just, Chris, you can attest to this. As a running back, the more carries you get, the better you feel.
Yep.
And both of those guys are that style of running back. Blake Corum isn't one of those guys. He gets 12 carries and you're going to expect him to be in rhythm and ready to rock. No, he needs the ball a bunch in an entire football game. This is a game I make it to where he's getting 25 carries.
Yeah.
Then I sprinkle in Edwards, too, as well.
Yep.
Shotgun. Ooh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
well, sure. Man, you had JT Tuimoloau, Jack Sawyer, and Steel Chambers at the same. Wow. Boys flying.
Yeah, and this is where you kind of have to start to try to take a little bit of that sting off of this defense, right? You have to start pounding them a little bit to kind of start to wear them down, to you know, just to get them to pause a little bit on those pads clacking.
Yep. Love that formation, man.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
That's
what you
stay
do.
in that,
That's
man.
what you got to do.
I'm saying
That's
stay in
what you
that.
do. Right, and that's what you got to do. You have to attack the you have to run at these ends. You have to run at them to nullify their ability to get to the passer. That's what you need to do. Now it's 3rd and 4.
You running the ball?
I may play action.
Okay. JJ.
Hit him.
JJ.
Oh.
You gotta go. No. You gotta punt.
Yeah, you got to punt.
Never mind.
Yeah.
30 going the wrong way.
4th and 2.
Yeah, you got to punt this.
Hey, that's great defense by Ohio State right there, man.
Yeah.
Great coverage or anything. He had
Why
nobody
does
to
it
throw to.
feel like Sharon Moore trusts JJ more than Ryan Day trusts Kyle?
Well, I think just from an experience standpoint. I think JJ certainly has that experience. And even though you go back to last year, you know, it started off with the 2-quarterback system there, but he's gotten better as the year went on. And right now, we just don't know exactly what.
Great punt, though.
Hey, about to say, that's the gunner's job right there. You know what I'm saying? That's your job. Like, I'm going to special teams coach going, hey, tell the gunner to do his job.
Right.
I gave him enough time to get up under that. That's, man, how many touches that dude had? 1-8? 0?
Zero.
We still at 0?
0.
Yeah.
Hey, if you Michigan, hey, look.
That's great.
Yeah, he happy with that.
We're happy with that.
I wonder how many times we're going to find Ryan Day dialing up something 4-1-8 in this first half, because it feels like in this series, you're going to have to force it because McCord already missed the one, and you got to make it easy for him.
Yeah.
And if you can draw something up that just gets that dude out in space,
Yeah.
I just don't know that you want McCord forcing anything because of his inexperience. Because he may try to, you know, fit a ball in a tight hole, and that turns into a turnover. So I think you got to do things that just allow the game to come to him. I wouldn't design anything to go to 1-8, even though he's so dynamic. I'm just letting the offense come to the quarterback when I'm sitting back there throwing the ball, because I do not want him to make a critical mistake. Typically in these football games, you win a turnover battle. You win the rushing battle, you win a football game. You definitely don't want to pay him in a situation to where he's going to cost you more than he's going to help you.
Well, that's a great point. Take it back to 2000. If you won the rushing battle in this game, you won the football game.
Yeah.
You know, that's a great point.
And then you have to anticipate that the defense knows that Marvin Harrison is on the field. So they know that that's the guy that you want to get the ball to. So you have to be aware that the defense is also scheming it for a way to disguise that 1-8 is open, right? So that they can, trick McCord into, throwing the ball where he thinks he has a clear path and it's really not. So, you have to. It's a chess match, right? It's a chess match.
All you're saying to me is that we need to run in arounds. That's what you're saying to me.
Or underneath routes, right? Have Marvin Harrison coming across, dragging across, 5, 8 yards deep, right? Get him the ball in that position. But trying to drive the ball down the field in tight windows, I'd be cautious about that.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. Go ahead, Beanie.
That's certainly one of the things I thought, too, was an issue for Ohio State and having a young quarterback. They had these long developing routes. And as a young quarterback, their internal processor isn't all the way there. So like you mentioned, they need those short, intermediate crossing routes.
Right.
Give them the ball right there and disguise some things instead of, letting them run these, these long posts and things like that.
15-yard dig routes. Yeah.
Can't happen.
Yeah, especially not with Michigan's defense because they have the ability to get to the quarterback. And again, I think if you're Ryan Day, you have to let the game come to you and not force it.
Right.
I want to see him get tight. I want to see him hand the ball to 3-2 and then see what happens, right? Because I think both of you are making the same point, but making it very well, which is, hey, be physical at the line of scrimmage, man. Run the ball. Take out any opportunity for these dudes to rush in the second half, especially at those end positions, where, by the way, both defenses are really good.
Yeah.
I know we talk about a bunch more about JT and Jack, but I'm kind of frankly amazed at just how much you can get out of that front seven from Michigan each and every down. They're collapsing. Like, they're pushing people back.
Oh, let's
go.
Let's go.
Yo.
Keep going.
Talked about it.
Let's go.
You can't force in those tight windows.
Yep.
Producer Tyler, I think we're going to need to see this on the north wall.
Let's go, Will.
Because that Will Johnson just made
He jumped that.
biggest play of the game.
Man.
And that's one of the issues
That
when you
we just
have
talked
such a
about.
great player like Marvin Harrison is that's going to be McCord's safety net, right? Because he wants to, there's such an emphasis to get, Marvin Harrison the ball. So if you anticipate it, it was coming. Look at that.
Hand fighting.
And that ball's supposed to be outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on.
Right. It's great anticipation.
Come on. That's something that,
Closing.
as a quarterback, that goes to coaching right there to me. Because as a quarterback, he has to know in that situation, we're trying to lower the defense one way. If you're going to place this ball anywhere from Marvin Harris, got to be outside, away from everybody.
I'm like, what they have, like 13 men in the box? That look like a lot of white jerseys in there, man.
Look here, man. You know what's coming.
Now, if they can keep them to 3 points here, so critical.
Hey, look, I'm with that. Like, not the 3 points so much as run the ball.
Right.
Like, if you want to run it on 4 downs, I wouldn't be mad at you here. This is where Michigan needs to be Michigan. This is the team that wins the national championship, the one that can get in here.
Well, and let's not forget also, Michigan has some really good tight ends. Colston Loveland is a weapon.
Yep.
And I don't think we use him nearly as much as we should. And I think he's a key in this red zone area is getting him involved also. Let's go.
Ooh.
Almost came out of that, man.
This is huge right here.
I
I think this is 2 downs. I think you go for it.
Oh, yeah.
You got to.
Oh, yeah.
This style of play can deflate a defense.
So 19 of 20 rush TDs, but what are you running? What are you running, Chris? Are you running
I
your
know
play
one
action?
thing. I'm not going to line up 5 yards deep and hand the ball off.
Well, hey, look, here we
That's
go.
what they're doing.
Look at that, goal line tight.
I wouldn't think about
Oh, he in there. Yep, he in
Oh,
there,
no,
he in there.
no. He looked like he may have crossed or
I
something.
thought he crossed plane. Oh, no, they got him short.
Oh, no, we're going to need a spot. We're going to need a...
Well, I mean, look, hey, sneak the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you go for it anyways, though. There's
Yeah,
no way
yeah.
you don't even think about putting the field goal team out there.
Just push, maybe.
Oh,
he broke the plane.
in. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
in
broke
right
the
there.
plane.
Cross, yeah.
That's a touchdown.
Yeah, let's get a review on that, folks.
That was a hell of a run by Corum right there.
Yeah, because he got smacked at about the 1 yard
exactly.
line, 2 yard
But
line.
that's his area. That
Yeah.
is absolutely where he has been a menace
Yeah.
for 2 consecutive years, man. I mean, in going back to the days where he was backing up Hassan Haskins, that's just what they do.
Yeah.
And again, this is why, if I'm Ryan Day, I go for it a couple plays later on that 4th and 1. Because of stuff like this, you don't know what you have in your young quarterback. Line up, run it, try to get it. And who cares who scores first in this game?
Right.
But give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
Well, now we know, right? And we can go back to Chris and making that point of, hey, he started doing that in the second half because he had to.
And they were converting.
Right.
They converted every fourth down attempt they went for in maybe except for that last drive, but every other fourth down attempt they went for, they converted.
Good.
And that's, to me, that's inexcusable when you have those type of weapons on offense to not to go for it on fourth down.
Driving his feet. Worst part about this for the defense, I thought, was the short field. You know, because given an opportunity to defend the entire field, they've been pretty good. But you put Michigan into that space where, okay, this is what we know how to do. Whether or not our offensive line is the best of the last 3 years or not, we know how to do this. And then lining up goal line tight, declaring what you're going to do, declaring who you're going to be. I like that.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. 4th down.
Whoa, okay.
I like it, but if you're talking about highway robbery,
Hey, look.
that's what I see.
Go finish.
Man.
You know, go finish.
And you got to just line up and run it.
Yeah.
Again.
Absolutely.
Ooh, wee.
11 for 15 on fourth down conversions. Yeah, we had an issue running.
Sneak it.
No way.
Okay.
That's what they had to do. I wouldn't have trusted J.J. McCarthy trying to push right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to my horse.
We've had issues with snaps on goal line with JJ in the center. So, yeah, I'm much more comfortable with that situation.
Hey, can you imagine what would have been talked about on TV all week long if they don't give them that, if they don't score right there?
Well,
and that's a stop. Sheesh.
Great push.
What did he do well on that play, Chris? Blake in particular. What did he do well?
A lot of times, some running backs, and particularly Donovan Edwards, which is why I don't think they use him in goal line situations a lot, is a lot of running backs chop their feet when they get into the right. They're trying to find a hole. They break down. You have to just smash it up in there. You just have to run like a bat out of hell and run straight up in there and just, lay it all on the line. And that's what Blake does very well. And also, he's short, right? He's a small guy. Right. He can get low. He's powerful in his legs, strong enough that he can push himself forward. So in that situation, man, it's just like, you just get down and go in like a bull in the china shop and just barrel in there.
It was just the pad level, getting parallel to the ground.
There's no thinking about it. Just secure the ball and just run hard. That's it.
So, Beanie, what we dialing up coming out, man?
Hey, I'm coming out, and, obviously I want to run the ball, but as much as I don't want to do it, I think I take a shot somewhere. And I do that because my quarterback did just throw an interception, and I want to settle him down, get him some completions.
Yeah.
If he makes a big play right here, now that interception is off of him. It's like, I can do this.
Yeah. It's one play at the end of the day.
Right.
It's one play in a long game, and you have to have a short memory.
It's the attitude switch, though, that I'm arguing about, because we're talking about Kyle McCord. Hey, let's not do too much. Let's be conservative with this dude. He throws a pick. Nah, air it out. Let's go. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bump it.
I think you got to. You got to build his confidence in the same manner, not put the game in jeopardy, but you want your quarterback to understand that, hey, you're as good as your next play. So, like I said, I don't know if it's a bomb, but a crossing route. Get him some short completions, whether it's the check downs to Henderson or whatnot. Get him in rhythm. Because you have to at this point, because right now, after that interception, in his mind, he's wondering, like, oh, wow, I just made the biggest mistake I could have made in this game. It's early. I don't want this to be on me. He's thinking so many different things at this point, so you want to settle him down.
Yeah. And right now, Michigan is smelling blood in the water. Right?
Yeah.
They're going to say, like, okay, now we're going to sit on some routes.
Right.
We're going to sit on things. So if he's going to beat us, it's going to have to be over the top.
Right.
But they're going to put themselves in a situation where they're going to take a risk and say, okay, if you're going to beat us, it's going to have to be over the top. Let's see if he can complete a long pass.
I got to say, I would love to know that Ryan Day goes up to Kyle and goes, what's your 6? Like, what's the play that you love the most, the one you think goes for 6? And one of the things that I'm curious about, and I wonder, both of you guys haven't seen both these teams play all year, particularly Ohio State's offense. I thought the Kyle McCord, Marvin Harrison Jr. connection would be a lot stronger than it has been, precisely because of them playing together this long.
Right.
In the way that, we've seen Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, we've seen Tua and Jalen Waddle. Like, I wonder, am I making that up or?
No. I mean, these guys have played together since high school. So you certainly would have thought that connection would have been there and they'd have a feel for each other. But I just think it was the inexperience of Kyle McCord. And I don't think Ryan Day did a good job of playing backup quarterbacks. We got in a lot of situations where we blew out people and for whatever reason, we didn't see the backup quarterback go out there and play and chuck the ball around because we wanted to get, C.J. Stroud numbers. And I think that's one mistake that I think he made last year or the past couple of years that I think he certainly regrets is not getting his backups out there enough because Ohio State has plenty of blowout games to where they can get backups out there.
Yeah.
He had made that point following 2021, I think, or was it 2020? Either way, Ryan Day just didn't get those guys snaps to throw the football around. I think it was both C.J. Stroud and Jack Miller at the time. But it's something they do. Like, he made a point last year, yes, it was last year, to say, hey, I'm going to sit C.J. and Kyle, you're going to go play against Akron, right? See what you can do. It's an interesting way to develop a quarterback precisely because Jim Harbaugh is fine with doing it, during the regular season. It's fine. Let him play. All right, what do you dial up here? Oh, okay.
Got it. Here we go. Get the hairs. Keep doing that. They're playing that robber defense right now on Marvin Harrison Jr. He looking like he open.
Yeah.
But they're sliding that safety last minute over to him, hoping that they're going to go to him again.
Yeah.
What is a robber?
Robber is it's the disguise to where, making you think that somebody's going to be open, but I got somebody right there in the hip that's coming to rob you in the nighttime right now.
Bringing that safety into a spot where that was previously open.
Right. That you thought was open.
Right.
But no.
To rob you in the middle of the night. Yep. Didn't see him coming.
Okay, get him going. Okay.
A lot of east and west here.
Yeah, when you get him going east and west, that's a good thing. Unless, of course, he bounces it and takes it for 80, then it's not.
Is this a product of the offensive line scheme that we're seeing from Ohio State? Because I think I see zone blocking instead of just getting a man on a man and trying to move people.
It is.
Okay.
And traditionally, that hasn't been Ohio State's way of running the football.
Gap scheme.
Yep, that's what we've been.
Yeah.
A gap man scheme. And right now we are seeing the zone. And I think, with Urban Meyer, they ran a lot of that zone scheme. But I think in certain games.
Ooh, is that?
That's
wow,
all
there
Marvin.
it is. Okay.
That's all Marvin.
Hey,
right there.
about to say, there was two men over there.
Exactly.
They said, forget it. We're doing it again anyway. You know what? And I like that. Go out throwing it to your best player.
Man, that was all Marvin Harrison Jr. right there.
And that safety was late.
I mean, that's a good throw.
Yeah. Tracking it with his eyes, back shoulder, turning like that. I mean.
Ooh, they went back to it. Is that not pass interference?
No. Come on now, RJ. Come on now.
I'm asking because he was, look, he stopped running in front of him.
Right.
That's what I'm asking.
Come on now, RJ.
I'm just asking if he was impeding progress. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. It looked like he stopped at me. I'm just saying.
Well, look, it's back-to-back tosses from Kyle McCord, one of which I think he was, it's a good point. It was a great pass that he made to that back. Like we were talking about earlier, right? He missed that throw, right? And that was the INT. This time, he put it where his player could make a play on it. And then they went back over the top. Look at Joel showing the wheel.
Nobody's open here.
No, it's not. Ooh.
Got a flag though, right?
Yeah, that's holding.
Man.
Yeah, that's
go.
coming back. Yeah.
All right.
See, this is why I just believe it's important for college football teams, not just Ohio State. Teach the check down. My running back, or he's not in protection, get right over the ball.
Hey, Cade McNamara did all of that at Michigan, and they hated it. I'm just saying, like, that's his bag.
It's key.
Okay.
It's certainly key.
I would also add he beat Ohio State and won a Big Ten championship. So, like,
And
there's something
listen,
there.
and Brady made his bread and butter with the checkdowns. I mean, they used that effectively when Brady was with the Patriots.
It's not
So,
sexy. It
it's
doesn't
not
fire us up,
sexy.
but it does move the ball down the field.
It keeps the chains moving. At the end of the day, that's all I care about.
Yeah. Also, the king of just throwing the ball on the ground when there's nothing there instead of trying to run around and make something happen.
Right. So that penalty was not on Ohio State there.
No.
Oh, what the hell?
We missed that. I thought
I
it
was like,
holding
wait a
for
minute.
sure.
Who was that penalty on? Oh, man, there's
clogging
nothing
up.
there. Yeah. There's just nothing there.
I'm telling you, man, that defensive front, those cats are no joke.
He's gotten one really great positive run in between the tackles.
That was the first series.
Yeah, yeah. Man, Kenneth Grant, dude, that man.
That boy huge.
Yeah, and he can run.
Man.
He's so fast to be so big.
340, and it's such a departure from what Don Brown used to recruit. Don Brown used to recruit smaller defensive guys who were faster that could hit the gaps. But when we played again, and that was great against lesser opponents. But as we started to play, oh my God, come on!
He really had that too.
He had a guy coming across the middle, just hit him right there.
Just
It wouldn't have been the
come
first
on.
down, but just hit him right there.
Oh,
Come on,
Michael.
man.
Let's see if we can find it. Oh yeah, was that Marvin?
No, that's Stover.
No, I think it
No,
was
no,
Marvin
going across the middle.
Across
Sorry.
the middle. Oh, okay.
Just a shallow cross.
Man.
I bet you they come back to that now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just missed him.
It's tough because obviously you know you need to pass the football, but you don't want to put it in the quarterback's hands to win or lose you the game. But in the way that Michigan's stopping the run right now, you got to.
But that's also been how this game has gone for Ohio State the last couple of years. Is we'll see the quarterback throw the ball 40 times because they can't run the ball. And not for nothing, Ohio State fans were loud about it last year. Not physical enough up front. What are we seeing? What are we seeing from Ohio State's offensive line right now?
Yeah.
You know one thing they miss at Ohio State is running the quarterback. You think about how successful Urban Meyer was because he wasn't afraid to run, whether it was J.T. Barrett, whether it was Justin Fields, whether it was Cardale Jones. He wasn't afraid to run them 15 times a game in order to get those, just to keep the defense honest.
Yeah.
I'm going to run this zone play, but you're going to have to kill my quarterback too.
Yeah.
I think Kyle McCord is athletic enough to run the football, and I don't know that Ryan Day is going to utilize that.
We know that Devin Brown is.
Right.
So that would be where I go. I disagree with you. I don't think that dude is athletic enough to run the football and or read that option. But if you put Devin Brown in there.
But we don't need him to hit the home run. I just need him to run for 5-7 yards.
4, 5, 7. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that power RPO that Ohio State used to run was a nightmare because it was really a choose your poison type of offense.
Wah! Man, he is flirting with these passes.
Oh, my God.
There we go.
I'm over here. Over here, Surrender Cobra
And
here
let
in a
me tell you,
second.
the other thing with Ryan Day.
Didn't they come out of a timeout for this?
Yeah. Let me tell you, the other thing with Ryan Day, I think, is he abandons the run too soon.
Oh, my God. You see Julian Fleming right there?
Yep.
Oh, corner the end zone. Put it on him.
I would love to know what's going on with that because Julian was #1 wide receiver in the country 2020.
Yeah. Yep.
I know he hasn't been healthy at times.
Yeah, okay.
He's been banged up, but
good hold defense. We'll take that.
Come on, that was a touchdown right there we just saw. But would have been at least. Like, you can't miss layups.
Well, and coming out of a timeout, that's the part.
Right.
That's the part that really just bugs me.
And coming out of the timeout, that was designed.
So check this out. We got this interception on the north wall. Walk me through it, Chris. What do you see here?
I mean, we got a good action going off to the right. Slide protection going off to the right. But at the end of the day, Michigan is anticipating that they want to get Marvin Harrison the ball. And so Will jumps inside because he has help over the top, so he jumps inside immediately. If you look at the defense from the wide angle again, Kyle is seeing that the middle of the field is going to be open because of that action takes everybody off to the right. Watch everybody move to the right. That window is going to be open, but Will is smart enough to know that he has help over top, and he jumps inside and makes the interception.
Beanie, am I wrong to see if you throw this ball outside to Marvin, you got a clear line up the sideline no matter what the safety's doing there?
100%. Because you see, Marvin isn't hauling. He isn't going full speed.
He's not going full speed.
Across.
Yeah.
So as soon as you see that safety or that corner right there inside on him, pop it outside. Marvin's going to adjust.
Right.
He's
Because it's on the hash mark, isn't it?
Yep. He's one of the best receivers in the country at adjusting to the football. He'll adjust to that, and he can turn right up and go.
And you could see he was disappointed. Like, he was just mad because it didn't feel like he could make a play on that ball.
And you can tell by the way a receiver is running their routes to know, okay, maybe I shouldn't place this right here because Marvin isn't going full speed across.
Right.
All right, pop it right here. So he has body control to be able to move which way he wants to go.
No, it was an outstanding play by Will Johnson, to be sure. We're back on the field right quick because, man, you going to throw it again?
Yeah. Let's go get it out the
All right, Roman.
Man, they're going to back off the ball 8 yards. I'm going to throw it too.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, look. All that green grass he's out there with.
Make them guard the entire field.
Everybody says that. What do they mean when they say that?
Well, what they mean is you want to, especially with Michigan, because Michigan wants to run the ball, so we know you're going to have a tight box.
Okay.
So spread them out. Make them guard the entire field. That'll help you loosen up the box. Instead of running into an 8-man front, you're running into more of a 5-6-man front. So that's when we talk about make them guard the entire field. If you just have my 8 guys in the box and your 8 guys in the box, I'm not putting no pressure on the defense at all.
Beanie, I've always found it interesting, the question of hash marks in the NFL and college football and how it seems to be helping the spacing of our game. And they're two different sports to me, by the way. College football is a different sport than the NFL.
Right.
But here, as we're talking about spreading the field and making people defend every inch of grass, do you think that there's an advantage to be played there for Michigan, who is known as a team that's going to run between the tackles and doesn't necessarily want to spread the field?
Certainly there's an advantage. I mean, just because of the mindset. The mindset when you're playing this football team is that,
There we go.
oh my gosh.
Right in the, just
Play action, spread the field.
Because of that right there. They spread it here and there, but you know primarily what they want to do. They want to run the ball
They can run in
and
that
attack you over the
box.
top.
They can run in that box or play action in that box.
Like, come on. I just wish we were able to do this on the opposite side of the ball.
Well, hey, look, and you were just saying Colston Loveland is a weapon for them, and precisely on plays like this, play action, right? Money is good. He's good. Oh, timeout defense. Defensive timeout? That's never a good sign.
Not at all.
Defensive timeout.
Second timeout.
Wow.
Second timeout, we're not even out of the first half yet. I mean, first quarter. Jesus.
Well, and I wonder what it is that you saw that made you want to get out of whatever it is you were in.
I think they had too many DBs on the football field right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Goodness. Somebody was yelling at the wrong personnel package. Well, okay, that's another question that I think is looming here. Well, we'll address it after the play, but it's more about the signaling, the signing. How do we tell people what's going on? I've thought for years we should have headset and helmet.
Headsets,
but yeah, I mean, that should be an easy conversation to have. Hey, they're in 11, they're in 12, whatever.
Right.
Like,
So I think our corners are playing too deep right now.
oh,
Okay, go get it.
Okay.
If you looked at that play before, and our corners were, 8-9 yards off the ball. There's nobody, and not to discredit, Michigan's wide receivers. There's not a Marvin Harrison Jr. over there to where it scares me to where I need to be that far off the ball.
But I got to say, you see the safeties?
Yeah.
Like Proctor was way down there. It's almost like they feel like they have to cover over the run. And they're willing to leave those guys out there, but they want to give them that big cushion so they don't get beat over the top. Which has been a point of emphasis, by the way.
One of the things, too, I think we lack in college football, and I don't know why, is physical corners off the line of scrimmage. We don't see a lot of that, to where the first 5 yards, we're beating the receiver up to where we're throwing him off of timing routes and everything. We don't see a lot of that anymore in college football, and I think that's something that they need to get back to, because those are the guys at the next level that are the dynamic corners that are getting paid the big bucks because they're able to disrupt the great receivers off the line.
Yeah.
I do want to get back to that because I think you made a good point. But one of the things I do think we do well in college football is traditions. And I put my 5 up on the board over here, right? Celebrate game day with Wendy's new pretzel baconator. These are our pretzel power rankings. I put them up there, Ohio State and Michigan traditions. Now, over here in the far right, you can see I'm having fun because I really enjoy watching Jim Harbaugh pad those pads of his quarterback. But the black stripe removal is one of my favorite, and obviously at the top for me, they just don't acknowledge that M is part of the alphabet during this week, Chris.
Yeah.
But I wonder, what do you guys think about any one of those, in particular, the Victory Bell and the Go Blue banner?
I love, obviously, not acknowledging that M in anything. I mean, that's something that is all around town. It's not just with the Ohio State facility. They're doing it all around Columbus, and I love it.
What's your favorite? Your favorite of the traditions?
Well, Jim Harbaugh doesn't slap me on my shoulder pads and helmet, so I'm going to have to go with the Go Blue banner because that's just something that's iconic, and it's also something that's iconic in this rivalry because I don't remember what year it was, but remember when Ohio State come running out of the tunnel and they jumped up and tore the M banner down. This was years ago. Oh, man, it was a crazy scene, but that for me is iconic because there's just so much tradition on both sides of what's happened in this rivalry.
I do enjoy it when we embraced our booster clubs like we have, especially places like Ohio State, Michigan, go back to the 19th century. Beanie, I put the black stripe removal there. I would appreciate you telling folks what that means at Ohio State and just what it means to have that black stripe removed during your preseason.
That's something that got started with Urban Meyer when he got there. And, what it signified is that you finally are a part of the team. You've done enough in practice to prove yourself that you're good enough to be a Buckeye. You're good enough to have that black stripe removed. And it happens with a lot of freshmen, a lot of new guys to the program. I definitely appreciate it because it shows that those guys are working their tails off and, they're a guy that can potentially contribute, especially if you're one of the first ones to get it off in preseason practice.
So, singing the victors, did you have a special practice to learn the words or did you have to just join in and try to figure it out?
Yeah, I think, being a kid from Louisiana, man, and going up to Ann Arbor and not really understanding what a true rivalry is. I mean, obviously, playing against Michigan State, but playing against Ohio State was just on such another level. And when you're able to get a victory over the Buckeyes, singing that song is just that much sweeter. And especially in the era that I played against Ohio State, because the era that I played Ohio State, those were some great Ohio State teams. Those were teams that we were not supposed to beat. So, singing the victors, it took a few times to get it down. You just sitting in the back like, okay, next year I'll get it. So it took a year, but eventually I did get it.
Right on. Celebrate game day with Wendy's new pretzel baconator. Please let us know, what is your favorite game day tradition for Ohio State and Michigan as we get back to this game in the first quarter, right? It's still a one-score ball game. It feels like Michigan has basically had its way in this game so far. Beanie, what does Ohio State have to do offensively, defensively to get back in the game?
I think it's going to be more important what we do defensively. Keeping Michigan one-dimensional. Not letting J.J. McCarthy get those passes over the top is obviously, going to be key, but keep him running the football, keep him getting those 3- and 4-yard gains right there and forcing them in those 3rd and short, those 4th and short situations, and then playing great once you get him there. Here we go.
Ooh, wow, okay.
Oh, come on, AJ. Come on, AJ.
There we go. There's a 4th and short right here, and I guarantee you Michigan's going for it.
And hopefully not out of shotgun.
Right.
It will bother me to no end to know you got this tailback, and I understand you're not enthusiastic about the offensive line, but it's still really good, and you're still really proud of that group. And if you claim that they are the program, put it in their hands, man. It's a great stop.
Yeah,
it's a great
I'm not as confident as.
Hey, look. This is first
but we call
big
timeout.
Okay. Is this the first big game play call for Sherrone Moore?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, again, against Penn State, we went for it on 4th and short a couple times and got stopped. So, hence my apprehension going up against Ohio State in this situation on 4th and short. So, but again, this is a tone setter. If you can convert this, that's going to give the Michigan offensive line a lot of confidence. If you don't convert this, you run the risk of giving Ohio State momentum. And as we know, momentum is a great incentive to go down the field and march down the field on a long drive and score a touchdown if you're Ohio State.
And I lean back on what it is that other coaches have told me if I'm Sherrone Moore. I remember the story of John Madden telling him what a great job he was doing as offensive line coach in Michigan. I'm thinking in this game, Thanksgiving week, yeah, man, I hear you. I hear you. You weren't great against Penn State. It's a different week, and this is Ohio State. And I mean, if you're not going to have it for this game, you just don't have it.
That's true.
In these situations, it's about mentality, too.
Yeah.
What mentality are you going to put out there on the football field? I love seeing Blake.
No script, yeah, I love that too.
Hey, you got a running back. I mean, I know he's on the other side, but when you got somebody who's battle-tested and bruised and still going, man, you got to love it.
There it is. Ooh, he got it.
I don't know if he got it.
He got the spot.
Well, if we're going by that guy raising his hand, I'll take the guy that raised his hand,
He got the spot.
Let's give us the same spot y'all gave him on the goal line back there.
Back to that when he punched it in, right? Look at him just diving forward. Look at this. We don't see this anymore.
No, this is a lost art.
I'm saying we don't see this anymore. We don't see a tailback that's just going to go up and over. Love that.
Okay.
Love that. Look at Proctor.
So how did they judge this when he's in the air at that point? Oh, they gave it to him. Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he got the
I'm
first
like,
down.
let's hurry up and snap the ball. They want to take another look at this.
Wow, okay.
So is that Edwards in the game right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that call.
You want to go back to Blake?
I'll go back to Blake. I'll go back to my hard-nosed guy. Edwards he's dynamic, can make big plays, but he's more of like the side-to-side guy in that situation.
Yes, definitely a finesse, kind of a finesse runner.
He's a beast, though.
Yeah.
He's nice, but in that situation, I'm going back to
He a
my horse.
quarterback. Man, as a quarterback, he a quarterback. You know? Nah, man, I leave that hard-hitting stuff to other people. And it's good to see Mike Hall on that defense again, too. Mike Hall, Tommy Eichenberg against this Michigan front. Ooh, trap play.
He's so scary, though, because if he gets the edge,
That's what I mean.
it's a wrap.
You know, it's
That speed he has is different.
But what did it just do, taking Blake Corum out of the game? It made Michigan, to me, go like finesse offense with the side-to-side.
look like Ohio State.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, look like Ohio State.
Also
Also,
physical in that situation. You just had your big boy go get the first down.
Right.
Pound and pound and pound. Now you're in a good third and short situation, third and medium, sorry.
is he an empty?
No.
No, okay, all right, just didn't see the tailback. It's like, y'all got empty in the playbook?
Somebody come up.
Go run and get the first. Go run and get the first. He came out short.
Another fourth and short.
I don't like Proctor just waiting right there with him. Attack him.
Well, you don't want the penalty.
Man.
You don't want the penalty. You're going to knock that man out of bounds. You don't, No, I hear you. I hear you.
Tag
but if
him,
you hit
man.
him.
They gave him the first for that? Man,
Yeah, you can't.
I might need to go get some glasses. Because clearly.
Man, I got him on. I still didn't think he got the first. Yeah, he out of bounds.
He's out of bounds.
And the
Get
ball's
there,
behind
yeah.
him.
But I'm like, hey, lady, come on, let's hurry up and snap the ball before they want to look at it.
Well, goodness.
Man.
Oh, they're reviewing. All right. Well, I mean, it's going to be fourth and short, and you're going to go for it. Inside your opponent's half.
Oh, man. These are the kind of games that put stress on my heart. This coffee ain't helping either.
Well, hey, if nothing else, it sounds like the game is going the way that you would need it to go as a Michigan fan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're over here talking about how physical Michigan is and how we're expecting Ohio State to be more physical.
Yeah. One thing that we don't want to do is go to a
Excuse me.
track meet with Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like we want to grind it out, make it a fist fight, right? As Sherrone Moore and Jim Harbaugh always talk about, they want to deliver body blows, right? They want to wear you down over the course of the game because they feel like in the fourth quarter, they're the stronger team in the fourth quarter, more importantly in the second half. And they have been.
They have been.
So, they want this type of game. You don't want to get into a track meet with Ohio State.
I think I'm coming around to y'all's point about going for it on 4th and 1 earlier for Day, because if you're able, let's say you go up by a score at halftime, can you hold that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hold that? Do you have to score early and then do you have to wear them out?
Right.
Or because if Michigan got the ball at the end of this half and they go up by 2 scores.
After review, the runner was short of the line to gain his
Fourth down.
You got to go for it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to go for
Your
it.
defense is playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you have to go for it on this.
And then
You've been going for it, so.
Right. And Ohio State on the offensive end, they haven't done anything that's going to scare you.
No, not yet.
If you don't get it. Come on, Buckeyes, man. Let's get a stop here. This is about like bring everybody in.
Oh, my God, here we go with this. We're handing the ball off 5 yards deep.
Naked boot.
Oh,
Okay.
that was a great call.
Great call.
Jeez, that was a great call.
Great
No
call.
way in the world I thought they were going to be doing that right there on 4th and 1.
But look at hands on Loveland right here, though.
Look at how many guys are in that box.
Yeah, I mean, because you had to know.
Yeah.
They spilt it. Like, they thought, they thought what we thought.
Chris,
Yeah.
you talked about Loveland. Here he is.
Yeah,
making
man.
2 great
Right there.
plays for them to extend the drive.
He
bro.
has to be in this game plan. He has to be a factor in this game.
Had a run on him, Eric. Oh, Luke Schoonmaker.
Look with 10 yards deep right there at the top of the screen. Mm-hmm. That should not be the case.
Oh, Jesus. 44 blew that up.
Well, I mean, it's also you're screaming zone. Like you're screaming we're pattern matching.
Right.
Like, you know, like I just
You're not disguising anything. at that point.
no. But it's a point that you raised. Why don't we get our hands on wide receivers to start? I mean, we don't have illegal contact in this sport. No. You know what I mean? Like, you put your hands on them.
Man.
And I don't mean to sound too on it, but there's no David Boston over there.
Yeah,
man.
who are you scared of?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna hand you up?
Go get it.
Who's that to, JJ?
Yeah, throw it away. Live to fight another day.
This is key here.
3rd and 10. You've thrown the ball away. You've also thrown it on 4th and converted. What are you running here?
I'm probably going to run a run play, if I'm being honest, because I would at least want to be able to get myself in a position where I can come away with some points. Don't, last week, JJ had a bad interception against Maryland, so I don't want to put the ball in any jeopardy. But then again, I'm not Sharon Moore, so.
Oh
Oh,
man.
my God. Great throw.
What a throw.
Great
What a
throw.
throw.
And that's why I'm not an offensive coordinator.
Wow.
Wow. You got 2 dudes right there.
That
he
was
wasn't open.
Oh, my
That was a throw.
He wasn't open.
That was
That's what I thought.
throw.
He said, nope, I got it right between the 2 of you.
So now this puts Ohio State in a scary situation.
Because now they got to pass.
You got to.
Producer Tyler, I think we're going to need to see this on the North.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at this. Look right. Oh, he turned his head.
God.
I was about to say he wasn't open.
Oh,
I said he wasn't open. He wasn't open. Turned his head. Oh, my God.
Oh, my
Like,
God.
what are we doing in this
Is he-
situation?
Damn it.
Come
All you
on.
got to do is look at the ball.
Oh, my
Watch
God.
the ball.
Come on, man.
Yo.
That's our best defensive back right there.
That throw
Well, I mean,
was insane.
Burt did his job. I thought Denzel did his job.
That throw was insane.
Yeah. I mean, well, you got the dude right as his shoulders turning. I
Yeah.
Goodness.
want to give JJ credit for that. Let me see his eyes. What are your eyes
Oh, yeah.
doing?
Oh, yeah. You got to. Look at that.
Look, my
Now,
goodness.
here's the thing. I don't think he saw 2-5.
That's what I'm.
underneath.
Well, that okay.
That's
All
the
right.
thing.
That's
yeah.
like, man. But hey, those are the plays.
Those are the plays.
Those are the
though.
plays.
The reason why I don't think Burke did his job because now he's looking at the receiver instead of looking where the ball's coming from.
Well,
Now, I know it's a hard thing when you're in that bumping and you're running the situation, but you got to look at where.
well, we were asking, can you keep your hands in his hip pocket? Ooh, they think he got the ball out. I think he had possession.
Yeah, I think he had possession.
I think he had possession.
Oh,
I do appreciate the hand, though. He got a hand on it. He got a hand on it. Is that
Oh,
real?
whoa. That looked a little different right there from that angle.
Now, wait.
Is he down? I think that's the.
Now we're talking about
Coming
is it a
out.
pick?
Yep.
Because it didn't hit the ground.
Oh my
and it
God!
ended up in
Please
his
don't let
hands.
this be
Let's go,
overturned.
baby.
Yo, what?
Hey.
What a turn.
Oh, my
If that is
God.
the case.
If this is overturned,
Oh, in real time, it looked like he took it.
It looked like he snatched that
In
thing
real
before he
time, it
got
looked
down.
like he took it. But the tie goes to the receiver. You know, if it's a 50-50
Come
ball,
on
they
now,
both come
baby.
down with it. Ooh, you consoling him.
I'm about to be sick.
Come on.
After review, early on the field,
This is-
Denzel Burke. Oh, that's okay.
I'm going to the bathroom. On that. Maybe you go use the restroom and just calm down, man.
Oh my God!
What a play. I think.
Okay, Romo, let's not get a flag, man. Come on.
Well,
Let's not get a
hey,
flag.
look, you
Like,
take
go-
it at this point.
Go on the sideline
at
and
this
do
point,
all.
Look,
And do
look at
all
Ryan
that.
Day. Beside himself. Beside himself.
Let me tell you that.
So Ohio State this season has allowed 9 points per game. Michigan has already scored 14.
Yeah,
Could not be going better.
it couldn't.
Could not be going better for you.
It could not be going
What a
better
throw.
for Michigan. Great throw, great catch. I would have loved to have seen less of a controversy with that.
Hey, look,
but
that
I'll
comes
take
with
what I
instant
can
replay.
get.
You know,
I'll take
that's
what I can
that's
get.
what that comes with.
Unbelievable, man. That's insane.
It is one thing to be winning that game on the ground because that is very much Jim Harbaugh. That's very much Michigan. But to see JJ have that kind of throw, especially after what we talked about last week, right,
Yeah.
with Maryland,
Yep.
I gotta feel sick for 25 though. I think that's Latham Ransom. Fairly certain that's who that is because he turned it back. But great play. Roman Wilson holding on to the ball, carrying it through down to possession. Like, it's a good play.
Unbelievable. Yeah, man.
So defensively, you feel like you're playing with house money now, right? You feel like you get no?
See, I'm cautious.
Okay.
I'm cautiously optimistic because again, Ohio State has enough weapons that they can score quickly. Now, this Michigan defense has been playing lights out all season, but we have given up big plays. We gave up big plays against Maryland. We gave up a couple big plays against can't remember the other team, but we played solid.
You see Ryan Day? He's still arguing.
Oh yeah,
Still arguing.
that's a beautiful sight right there. I
He's-
love that.
He's still arguing.
I love it.
He's got the white hat, and I think that's the headline judge. Just yelling at him.
Yeah, see, one play and they're back in this, right? So this is not a, 4 minutes left in the game, Michigan's up 24-10 or something like that. This is still kind of a one-possession game. So if I'm the defense, I'm still going to play the way I've been playing all game long. Going to try to nullify Marvin Harrison. Let all the other guys beat you, right? Let the other guys step up and beat you. Don't let the most obvious player, the most obvious weapon on Ohio State's team be the guy that beats you. Just like Michigan did against Michigan State a couple years ago with Kenneth Walker. Don't let one guy beat you.
Well, to that point, Beanie, like, do you just want to force feed Marvin Harrison Jr. right now, or
No.
you try? Okay.
No, you don't. I mean, you obviously want to figure out ways to get other people the ball and involved. I mean, we haven't seen.
Who is showing you?
I mean, it's about who can Kyle get the ball to. We've seen a situation where we saw Julian Fleming wide open in the corner there. It's about him reading the football field, and I don't know that he does that very well. He has to do a better job of that. But we have the talent. We got Mbuka. We got
Look at your man.
Fleming, Stover.
While you was in the bathroom, this was what was going on the whole time. Your man just mad.
He's arguing about that
yeah.
pick. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It shouldn't happen in the first place, though.
Well-
that ball should not have been completed. You got two guys right there. Somebody swatted down.
Gotta be sick. Gotta be sick.
This is a critical drive for Ohio State. They got to come away with points.
Oh, get
Oh,
him
nice
down.
return.
Come on, get him down. Oh, man.
He took a hard hit right there.
Yeah, Xavier taking this.
That's
time.
the running back, right?
Xavier Johnson.
Yo, okay,
Wide out.
okay.
The do-it-all guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
back when Urban used to have that guy,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
KJ Hill and them,
Oh, yeah,
Paris Campbell.
Yep.
Swiss Army knife.
Jalen
guy.
Marshalls. We had a bunch of them, man.
My
Yeah.
goodness. The run, I say the run, it's all going, but the talent that comes through there from the skill positions, man.
Go.
Chip, train him.
Go,
Okay,
Chip.
hey, look.
Here we go, Chip.
That sounds like a man who wants the ball.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it, right? Who is going to be physical? We try to get Travion going. Now you're looking at Chip Trainum, who convert from linebacker. Yeah, you want to hit people.
Chip, he's a kid that understands the rivalry. He's from Akron, Ohio, my hometown. And you talked about a little bit ago, a kid being from Louisiana, how it took you a while to understand the rivalry. I think that's been some of the issue for Ohio State, honestly. Is when you go back and you look at the years in which they were dominating this rivalry game, it was a bunch of kids from the state of Ohio that grew up understanding, eating, sleeping, breathing this rivalry football game. And at times, there we go. Critical drive.
Over.
Ooh, I hate that tackle.
Yeah, I do too. But he up.
There we go.
Great throw.
That's an Ohio kid too, so you can point him out there. But when you grow up and you understand the rivalry a little bit different than guys that you get from Florida or guys that you get from Texas, I think it means a little bit more. Well, certainly initially out the gate.
It's an interesting point to make because one of the things that our Big Ten reporter at Fox Sports, Michael Cohen, he wrote this great piece about Marvin Harrison Jr., Kyle McCord, but one of the nuggets in there is J.J. McCarthy grew up wanting to go to Ohio State. Kyle McCord grew up wanting to go to Michigan. And yet, we're talking about the guys out here for whom it matters for, right? You know they got to go home. You know, like that was always the thought that I had was, nah, man, you can't go home if you lose this game.
Get upfield. Here we go. See, that's what I need out of McCord right there. Those situations, I don't need him to chuck the ball downfield. I need you to hit the open guy, whether it's 3 yards, 4 yards, and keep drives alive.
Play quarterback.
Yep.
Play quarterback.
This is such a crucial drive for Ohio State right here.
Yeah.
I like the way it's going right now.
Saying,
they're
where's Chip
moving the ball.
Trainum? Where's Chip Trainum? Jesse Minter's like, cool.
Right. Check it out. Perfect.
And look, let your playmaker go.
Yeah. You throw it 3 yards, let him take you 8.
Beanie, you got a headset on? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Chris, what's going on over here, man?
They're spreading us out, right? They're spreading us out. They're getting some great one-on-one matches. I noticed that one of our linebackers is out of the game, so we had Jimmy Rolder in there who was covering Stover on that long pass to the tight end.
Yeah.
So they're spreading us out. They got us on our heels right now.
Xavier, back again.
And what they're doing.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's go.
Ohio State's running tempo.
Yeah.
They're running a
Getting
tempo
on the
offense.
ball. Getting on the ball.
Yep. That's something they got to keep up throughout the game and not allowing Michigan to, get their substitutions in, get these guys to catch breaths. Tempo is important for teams.
I don't know if this is on us or...
It's sounding that way.
Holding.
Defensive holding.
I'll take it. I don't know where it came from, but I'll take it.
It looked like they ran a pick route.
Don't see too many defensive holding. Mason Graham, of all people.
Yeah, I think he ran a pick route and probably pulled this guy.
See what
they
we
ran
got
a
here.
stunt. What?
I don't see a hold. Where's the hold?
How do you throw that on?
Where's the hold?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Every now and then, I'll take a phantom call. If it's going on my way.
At least at least we agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, wait, hold? On what? What?
Oh, there we go,
Look at Chip Trainum. Waiting for him to get around, waiting for the hold to develop.
Yeah. Come on, D. Come on, D.
This is a nice response right here.
Hey, look, until they finish.
Right.
Until they finish.
I know if I'm there, I'm not putting the ball in here.
Well, and it's not a place where they have been traditionally have been great throwing the ball. Honestly, they've been really good running it.
Pop
There's
to him quick.
Yep, there it is.
All right.
6.
I wouldn't put it in the air, but
Look, you said they
short.
needed a response.
They did.
You know?
Great design, great play.
That's what they need more of from McCord. If you're going to have him, be a key part of this football game, which any quarterback is, he don't have to chuck it. This play, we made one big play down the middle to Stover, but it was dink and dunks. Dink and dunks. That's the type of football that you have to play with a young quarterback. You don't put him in a position where you're going to expose him and make tough throws. Make it easy on him.
We talk about great play design. You had flow to the right.
Yep.
You had those 2 routes to basically clear out what it was on the second level. You had Buka coming over, man.
Yeah, Ryan Day definitely got in his bag on that drive. He definitely got in his bag.
And it's nice to see Ibuka getting these touches this way because this is another guy like Julian Fleming, #1 wide receiver 2021, but also
That's Reed Frago right there.
one of the great. Yeah, really?
Yeah, I was him right there in the stands. Yep.
Okay. at Michigan Stadium. Okay. But he's a great all-purpose player is the point, right? So you want to get him in space. You want to get him opportunities to touch the ball like that because that was what I was thinking when you're getting Xavier Johnson involved is that's a play design that usually works out to Emeka Egbuka who punt returns, kick returns, he's great in the open field. So now it's 14-10. It's a one-score ball game.
Yeah.
Does anything change?
No, I mean everything Michigan has been doing has been working. I mean we had some plays in there that some questionable play calling in there, sprinkled in, but at this point offensively, I don't think you can ask for a better situation to be in right now. I mean, again, we always knew that this was going to be a dogfight.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be a game that goes down to the wire. So for Michigan, you just have to stay the course, stay doing what you're doing, stay disciplined, and just stay on the plan.
Well, you say we knew it was going to be a dogfight. It hasn't been the last couple of years. It's been lopsided. You prepare that way.
You
I
prepare
understand.
for the dogfight.
But Beanie, going into the middle of the second quarter, do you feel good about this?
I certainly feel good about it, just because they changed the tempo in which they were calling players on the offensive end. I think certainly defensively, when you look at what they've been doing, I thought they've been doing some pretty good things. And that touchdown, that shouldn't happen. That was a great throw, great play, great situation. I don't think that happens, 9 times out of 10 right there. But on the offensive end, I love the tempo that they're going at. They're starting to settle in a little bit more, understanding what Michigan is doing on the defense. And now you can call your game plan.
I'm fascinated to see what that looks like now because I made this point while you at the restroom, but I'll make it again. Both of these programs have been really great defensively this year. 9 points allowed for Michigan, 9.3 for the Buckeyes. Both have given up more than that already. Back to now you can just play your game plan. Has the momentum swung back to the offenses for both of these programs and what I thought was going to be a defensive game?
Yes, okay. I mean it has. I think both teams are playing extremely well. At some points they've gotten off schedule, but for the most part they've played extremely well on the offensive side of the ball. But again, I think for Michigan, it's just stay on course, run the ball, take your shots when they're there. Ironically, I think it goes for both offenses. Run the ball, take your shots when they're there. Again, like Beanie was saying, they don't need Kyle to be a world beater. They just need him to get the ball to his players and let them make plays. JJ, same situation. But JJ also has to be a guy that can change the game with his legs and make plays also. So I think it's identical for Michigan, Ohio State.
Given that you have seen what J.J. McCarthy's capable of against your defense, how do you expect Jim Knowles to respond, knowing that they just haven't emphasized the run the way that you expected them to?
Yeah, and hopefully to me it's a situation where they're trying to lower Ohio State to sleep. They're trying to pass it, spread it out, and then obviously attack the run. I don't want Ohio State to get into a situation where they think Michigan is going to continue to spread the ball out and chuck it downfield. You still have to be keyed in on what they do best, and that's run the football. Now, they haven't done it yet. I mean, Blake Corum probably has, 4 touches already? Only 4 touches? It's going to come.
Oh,
you better be prepared for it.
See, that's the fight that I'm thinking about. Like, y'all throw hands.
That's what you wanted to see.
Y'all throw hands in this game. But, this is what people tell me they love most about this sport. And one of the reasons that I love the sport, I'm a passionate man, right? I'm an energetic man. This is a game where that is valued, where it is beloved, where we embrace that. Like, I understand some people can take it too far.
Right.
But like we pointed out to our pretzel power rankings over here, my favorite is there is no M. What? No. How do you say that? I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Michigan. Can you say the whole word? No. That team up north. And the value they put into this. And Coach Meyer has talked ad nauseum about what this game means. Also, not for nothing, 7-0 in this game? My goodness. And your coach, Jim Tressel, 9-1?
Yeah.
Chris, what was it like for you watching those years of football?
Man, listen, it was awful. It was just absolutely awful, and especially since one of my good friends, Jonathan Wells, who played at Ohio State, I'd have to watch his Facebook Live every year, him just talking crap, and it's like, what can I say? There's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can do. So it was rough, man, watching those years. But, you know, they've turned it around. You know, they've kind of restored the block M and restored this rivalry, because this rivalry is too good, too historic of a rivalry for it to be such a one-sided rivalry.
And it has been so good the last couple of years because plays like this one on the North Wall. This is J.J. McCarthy's touchdown pass where we're going. Beanie, you were telling me it shouldn't have happened. Let's walk through it again. Why shouldn't it have happened?
It shouldn't have happened because, one, there's a guy right there in the middle of the football field. I don't even think J.J. should have made that throw. And then as soon as he makes the throw, why is the guy turning around running? Attack the football.
Yeah. So I think we're seeing Latham Ransom, but the guy you're pointing out is Tommy Eichenberg. Just watch that ball go over his head. You know, and what a play that was made by Roman Wilson. Look at the concentration. Chris.
Yeah.
What is he looking at, Roman Wilson, here when he makes this play?
Well, if you look at the speed at which Roman is running this route, this is a route that's been extremely successful in the past for Michigan. He is anticipating that he's going to get this ball thrown to him. Now, to Beanie's point, they are in the right position to defend this pass play. JJ probably shouldn't have thrown this ball, and I don't think he even saw the guy underneath. But at the end of the day, it worked out. I'm happy, and I'm gonna roll with it. Right? They've got to defend it.
Even though Denzel Burke is in his inside hip, that's a spot where he's breaking on the ball, swatting traditionally. That was just an incredible play, man.
I apologize. That's Malik. That's not,
Yeah.
Tommy Eichenberg's wearing 3-5 down low.
Yeah, I don't think this play should have happened. J.J. McCarthy's a good quarterback, but he's not Tom Brady to where he's making that throw 9 times out of 10.
Well, I mean, who's Tom Brady?
And it's defended. It's defended really well. I mean, that's the only place, honestly, he can go with it.
Denzel made a play on the ball. Like, that's the other part. Like, he absolutely made a play on the ball. Look, man, Big Noon crew getting after it.
Mark Ingram's hilarious.
He's having a great time. Isn't he?
He has fun
having a
with it.
great time.
Let's go down. Come on, keep your feet. Okay, I'll take that.
Speed. Boy can move. I mean, not for nothing, but you got to get him involved given what he has done in this game in years past, right? Like, as much as I want to see Blake Corum running the ball, Donovan Edwards has more than proved he wants to play in this game. He values playing in this game.
And when you got guys like that who have played well, you can't let them beat you.
No.
You know, those are guys you have to key in on. Go get the quarterback. Go get the quarterback.
Ooh, wow. Who was that just got tossed? Because he caught that. Ooh, okay. All right, Cornelius.
Hey, all right. I'm talking about he's not Tom Brady, but he's making Tom Brady throws left and right in this game.
He is.
It's crazy.
He is fearless. He is fearless. That part I don't think we talk about with JJ enough is he'll make that throw.
This is on the run. He's pressured by 2 or 3 guys and still darts it.
Cade McNamara doesn't make that throw.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's.
And not only that, but Cade doesn't necessarily have that elusiveness to escape the pocket to be able to make that throw.
Well, I mean, 5-star for a reason, but I mean, look at this. That is a guy who I expected to do so much more. I understand Roman has been great, but given what he's capable of and just how big a target he is, like he looks like a tight end.
He's 6'3". Like I went to one of their practices and he ran by me and I was like, oh my God, this kid is huge.
With the throws that J.J. McCarthy has made, he's looked like a first-round NFL draft pick to me.
Definitely got the talent to do it, man. It's just consistency.
There we go, man.
Well, okay, so now we're seeing gang tackling from Ohio State. One of the points that I was making on my show coming in was, have we seen a JT Tuimoloau take over this game for an Ohio State the way that an Aiden Hutchinson taken over this game in the years past? Who is going to be the defender on either side of the ball that absolutely shows up? Right now it's been Will Johnson, right? Who said, oh, okay, cool, y'all want to say he is a Heisman finalist, I'm going to take this ball off him. That's what I'm looking for. Because those seem to be, as much as we talk about the run game and winning that, it's a product of the defense playing well. And usually one player in particular.
Come on, get the pressure. There we go.
God,
there we go.
got home.
There we go.
That's the first sack of the game?
Yep.
If you would have told me, though, Michigan was going to spread this ball out and be in control of the game offensively, I would have told you were lying.
Gotta love it.
They're playing completely opposite of how I anticipated them playing.
Yeah.
Oh, and he just beat his man. Just beat him.
That's what we need right there.
That was Zach Zimmer.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Mike Hall.
Way to go, big fella.
So you got the 6, and now you got to stop.
Opportunity to score, drive the ball downfield. Crucial for Ohio State to get something on the board.
Oh, great.
Wow.
Great. Man, get that. That kid is player of the year for me. He has been punting like just insane.
Got that Tory Taylor energy.
Man, go 98. Can the Buckeyes go 98? Sheesh.
You know, that's a good question, and I think one that we should address. We have not seen an Orion Day offense be this pedestrian. And we're asking a question, can an Ohio State offense go 98 yards? 2-3 years ago.
Wasn't even a question.
Yeah.
was not a thought.
And you're back up against the end zone. You're at the big house. There's 110,000 people there. It's going to be loud.
This is going to be interesting right here. You know, how do they attack? And obviously you're backed up, so you know you're going to have to run the ball, get yourself some cushion. But I still think you keep up with the tempo offense.
Well, and we're also, like, you have an opportunity here to absolutely run out the clock as you're trying to go down the field. Like, this could be game-changing for both programs in the way that Ohio State got back on the good foot, made this into a ball game again where it could have gone out of hand. Like, we're looking at 21-3 there for a second. Now, if they're able to go the length of the field, take what's left of this half out of the game, you got to feel good coming out, you know? Now, Michigan gets the ball to start, so that's one.
This is a tough football game to be a part of, I'll tell you that much. You watch some of the hits and some of the blocks that have been going on already, man. It's been brutal, real physical.
11-0, back-to-back years in this game. And again, we didn't go to 12-game regular season until that year, 04, 06.
Somewhere in there.
06, I thought it was. But y'all decided not to stand on ceremony and showed up 11-0 in this game. What does it feel like to know that if you win this game, probably win a national championship. If you win this game, probably going to play for a national championship. We talk about what it means to go to the programs, and we talk about sometimes some programs mean more than others. Like Liberty's undefeated, for instance, but we're not going to put them in the same hemisphere as these two teams. Knowing all that goes into this game, how do you keep yourself in check? How do you just go play ball?
You know, there's a lot of implications, you know, with these games, but you also have to understand the magnitude of the moment and understanding the task at hand. Hey, before I can go out and do anything, I need to win this football game that I'm playing in. I need to play well as I can play in this football game because how important it is. I don't want to go out there and be pressing and, you know, I'm throwing interceptions, I'm pressing and, you know, I'm missing holes, trying to do too much. Let the game continue, understanding it's a football game, something you've been doing all year long. And yeah, it means a whole lot, but your performance has to be not perfect, but you just got to go out and play the game and not press too much.
Chris, you won this game. You won this game more than once. There's a couple guys on that Ohio State team, they don't know what it's like to win this game. And there's a couple guys on that Michigan team who don't know what it's like to lose this game.
Which is crazy to say.
Yeah, right. Does that enter your brain? Like, you're going into this the third time to win it. Does it enter your brain, hey, I don't want to lose this one?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be that team that kind of, you know, falters, right? You don't want to be known as that team that lost the chance to play in a Big Ten championship, a chance to go up against Ohio State and go up 3-0 against them to go to the college football playoffs. You don't want to be known as that team. But, you know, you have to keep your emotions in check and understand that it's one play at a time. You know, Charles Woodson, you know, my senior year gave us, you know, a great quote that we used for that entire season, which was just win. And that's all you have to do. And it's not just about winning a game, but just win your rep. Win your rep more than you lose, and then you'll have a favorable outcome. For Michigan, it's the same thing. Just win your rep. You got a whole nother half to go. Keep being consistent. Stay on the gas pedal. And again, I trust that Michigan's culture that's been established will sustain them.
I wonder who that was limping off. I couldn't catch a jersey number.
Oh.
That Trainer?
That's training him in there. I hope that wasn't.
Okay, I thought that was Travion. I saw a 3. Yep, there. Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
Hopefully it's a shoe or something like that. I mean, we can't afford to lose him, man.
I don't know.
It looked like an ankle or a foot or something.
That's been his biggest Achilles heel, just staying healthy.
Staying healthy.
Yeah.
A little noise, please.
Yeah.
Chris, do you want a timeout before this play?
Get the ball out.
Oh, what?
Did he catch that?
No, I don't think he did.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't think he did.
Come on.
That Julian Fleming?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta catch those balls, man.
Wow. Oh, wait. Hold on.
He did catch it.
Hold on. Controlled it to the ground.
Oh, he
no,
caught
that's a
that.
catch.
Oh,
that's catch.
That's a catch. There we
Put
go.
it down.
Way to go.
Man,
Way to go. Way to
what
go.
a play. I saw the official standing there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was huge.
That's what you need right there.
God, man, come on.
You got to go. You got to get on the ball.
Yeah.
Who called timeout? Somebody called timeout.
And they want to review this thing or what?
Okay, it's under review. It is under review.
He's fired up.
Good, right?
He's getting after him. He's getting after him.
Yeah, Ryan Day is going to blow a gasket before this game is over with.
I think he just realized how important this game is for him, man.
Yeah.
So he's not letting anything slide.
Yeah.
You know, there's a guy that I would like to see get involved. So I saw Brandon Ennis's jersey flash up. That's another.
Yeah, he
about
was
Brian
like a
Hartline.
top wide receiver coming out.
In the 2023 class, yeah. I mean, they just got him. They just got him.
Yeah, that's a
What a
catch. I
catch.
don't even know what they're reviewing.
What a catch.
That's a great catch.
Goodness. It had dawned on me that you could go 4 wide with the #1 wide receiver in each recruiting class at Ohio State if you wanted to do that.
Right.
You know? They've been so deep at that position that it has been difficult for them to really get everybody on the field, and yet they stay. You know, with the exception of Jamison Williams.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Ohio State puts receivers in the NFL.
Which was not a thing you said until about 5 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like Beanie, as a tailback, are you conflicted about this
No, I'm not. I mean,
when
obviously.
they make plays like this?
Exactly. Right. Not at all. I mean, for a while there, I was like, man, we're changing the tune of Ohio State's offense because we're a primarily, pass-first football team with all these top receivers that we get. But, there's going to be a time and place for when Ohio State has to run the football. Yeah. So you always know that. That's going to always be the bread and butter for Ohio State in the program. And, with Justin Fields and CJ, it necessarily wasn't, but you knew they were going to have to get back to it at some point.
So we're ruled to catch, and you got a stoppage that I think you needed if you're Ohio State. Yeah. 1:34 left to play. Are you dialing up 9s yet?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
So you're trying to get 1-8 and 1-on-1, or even with the safety over the top?
Yep.
Okay.
I think you got to take a shot.
Okay.
I don't know if this particular play, but on this drive, certainly I got to go for a shot with the clock ticking down.
Shoot. Call timeout. Call timeout.
No, we can't afford to.
Oh, no.
You
got time.
They got enough time to get it.
You got time. Figure it out. Goodness.
Get him.
Let it loose. Let it loose. There we go, baby. There we go. Here we go.
And the flag.
There we go.
Yo, what a play.
I didn't think it was coming right there, but man.
Hey, look, we said, hey, you dialed up 9s to 1-8.
Here we go.
Ready to go. What a play. Stepping up in the pocket, big time throw.
Look off, turn up. Here we go.
Look at that. Look at that. That is what amazes me most about him is he will fight through whatever contact there is. But that's Will.
Yeah.
He got him once. He got him back.
Yeah.
What a play. Oh, man. Is that Mason Graham on him? Yeah.
Here we go. He's looking like, thank you.
He's like, I knew it. He's watching it. Look at that.
That's what they needed right there, man.
Hey, great play, Kyle McCord. Great play.
And now, look, his numbers aren't looking too shabby at this point now. 10 of 16, 150 yards.
Yeah.
He got in a rhythm that last drive. Go back to him.
I'll figure out a way to.
Yeah, I was about to say, now is not the time to get off of it, man. Ooh, You see them hands up there?
Oh!
Oh, my God. Oh, come on. Somebody got to pick that off.
Come on, man.
All right, so
Somebody got to pick that off.
I understand where the ball went. But talking about putting your hands on somebody, watch Marvin Harris or whoever's at the top of the screen because that man just got rattled.
Did he?
He got wrecked, and then the ball came out.
If he puts that ball in front of Chip Trainum, he's still running.
Goodness.
Come on, get home.
Here we go.
Oh! Saw it coming.
Pop up, pop up, pop up.
Saw it coming.
Let's go. Let's go. RJ, you wanted some big hits, man.
Hey, man, look, not only that, but it's clean.
Yeah.
You know, it's clean.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Sandra still. Make it loud.
Here we go.
Okay. Fourth and what?
Timeout. Take your time out. Take your time out.
No, you let the clock dwindle down, you kick a field goal here, right?
Okay. All right. See, man.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to
You
do.
take the points. Trust your kicker. Sheesh.
Hey, off your 2-yard line. Off your 2-yard line.
Yep. You can't. If you get points, you cannot complain.
Yeah. This is where you don't go for it on 4th and 2.
Go and a half, 13-14. You got some momentum. You're comfortable with what you're doing on offense.
You know, not a terrible half for Kyle McCord in his first half in the game. Like,
Yeah,
he had
absolutely.
the one INT. He didn't look like he was in sync, but as soon as he found himself, felt like he came into something.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's making some great throws, some difficult throws. You know, so at this point, I mean, again, he's been the offense.
Mm-hmm.
He and Marvin Harrison have been the offense.
We're looking at fielding here, and it just reminds me how good Noah Ruggles was, how good Jake Moody was. That's a long field goal, man.
Yeah, hopefully someone is saying.
That's why I was saying, like, take the time out. Like, that's a long field goal.
Hopefully someone is talking about how consistent he's been. You know how they always talk of the kicker's consistency, and then he pulls one to the left or pushes it to the right.
Timeout? Yeah, he took the timeout.
We're take the practice kick. Nails it.
Nailed it.
Michigan comes out. They get ball after half, right?
Correct. So knowing that, what do you think of the first half so far?
You know, obviously you have the miscues. You have the off timing of Kyle McCord with some of the throws. But I think he settled in just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think the defense is starting to settle in as well. And we're doing a good job stopping the run. That's been key. Ohio State has been slowing down the run game of Michigan, which is their strength. And now if they want to sit back and, you know, force J.J. McCarthy to beat him, I'm okay with that. Even though he's made some big-time throws this game, I just don't believe he's the guy to say, you know what, put the ball in the QB's hands, let him just throw 40 times in a game and they can beat Ohio State that way. I don't know. I don't think that can happen, but he has to look like Tom Brady on some of his throws today. So you got to give him credit for that.
Sharp. He's been sharp. Oh!
Here we go.
He yanked it. He yanked it.
Oh, sweet Jesus, thank you.
Hey. The icing of the kicker worked.
Well, how you feel about the first half?
I feel good. I feel good about the first half offensively. I want to see more out of the run game. I want to see more balance, more variety of formations, because I just think Ohio State's defense is playing extremely well to the point to where I don't know if we can be so vanilla against them and try to go mano a mano. I think we have to attack the edge a little bit more on the run game, run at that speed rush. Ohio State's defense is starting to get to J.J. McCarthy in that pass rush, so we have to figure out a way to slow those guys down. But for the most part, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better first half. 14-10
at the Big House. Going to be a very interesting and pivotal second half. But We will be back in the second half to talk about it. Right now, let's take a look at Michigan's top plays of the 2023 season.
Interceptions over his last 4 passes thrown. Wilson, touchdown, Michigan.
Real good for Roman Wilson. It's been his go-to guy throughout the year. That's been one of his favorite routes, the post route over the middle of the field. It said Roman Wilson's the fastest guy on the team. It's about 21, 22 miles an hour. When you don't have a safety in the middle of the field to help you, good luck.
With a hole down the sideline. Can he get down? Blake the Great. Touchdown, Wolverine. 30 yards.
Jumps outside of his gap, and he leaves a seam in the defense. That's what happened last year against Michigan. They talked about it, trying to be gap sound, trusting each other, and right there, Chop Robinson jumps outside of his responsibility, and Blake Corum sees it and takes advantage of it.
Pocket for McCarthy towards the end zone. That is caught. Touchdown. Samaj Morgan.
Look out for, he said, look at 82 Samaj Morgan. He's ready for a breakout game. J.J. McCarthy, how's the accuracy? Well, how about that one? Great job, outside shoulder hitting his freshman receiver, and J.J. McCarthy is loving that.
3rd down and 10 at the 25. Here's Tagovailoa. Reverses, in trouble, and sack. Loose ball, picked up. Michigan has it. Touchdown, Wolverines. Derek Moore with the fumble recovery.
That's Barrett. The pressure comes from the left side up top, but then Barrett, who's right there, Taulia basically spins to him. Ball is loose. There's the recovery, and Derek Moore is into the end zone.
McCarthy feeling the pressure. McCarthy throws. Caught. Down the sideline. Loveland breaks it in. Touchdown, Wolverines. Colston Loveland. 54 yards.
He's either got to take me on the run and leave you, or he's going to stay with you and I'll run for the first down. The defender commits to McCarthy, and McCarthy just softly drops it over the top, and Loveland does the rest. That is some beautiful play by the quarterback, totally in control on the outside.
Michigan's defense hasn't allowed a 4th down conversion all year. Screen. Denied. And that ball's in the hands of Sainristil. Mikey Sainristil taking it all the way. Touchdown, Michigan.
Your eyes on number 0, Mikey Sainristil, all over the field. He does it bringing the pressure. He does it with the guy hanging on his back, Junior Colson. He says, get off me, Junior. I got a date with the end zone. The NCAA rules. He's the culture developer and the leadership developer for this Michigan team when Harbaugh isn't there.
Great flicker. McCarthy taking a chance in the 10. It's in the B. Knocked around and caught up to deflection by Johnson. Touchdown, Michigan. But it's all said and done. A 50-yard touchdown, flea flicker, tip drill time.
That's tip drill, but that's Davon Ferguson. He wasn't fooled. The Bowling Green defense was not fooled. They were actually disciplined and in position, and almost another interception for Bowling Green.
But Wilson in the slot here. He's been a big touchdown maker. McCarthy scanning. Loads of time for McCarthy. Now he wins it downfield. To the end zone, Roman Wilson. Who's got a touchdown? Wow! That is unreal.
That is fighting wind. That is fighting hands and distraction drill. That's fighting contact. And he just pins it against Gifford's helmet and doesn't lose control.
How did he do this?
That is extraordinary ball skills. That is his 7th touchdown of the season. And that is a rapport with the receiver. And truly, as JJ told us this week, this dude is fearless.
First down, inside the 20. On his feet, Abuka, touchdown Ohio State. So Ryan Day went for it on 4th down. And McCord found Emeka Abuka. And Ohio State ups the lead to 20.
Asked Brian Hartline, I said, hey, always thought Ohio State has one of the best wide receiver screen games in all of college football. It effectively acts as a complement to your running game.
Western Kentucky football after that interlude. And it's a and the ball comes loose. Urban Poindexter put it on the ground. Now a fight for it. In the end zone, a big old scrum. And they're going to have to unpack. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, no, they're not. Tyleik Williams engulfed the football. Give it to me, he said.
I think Denzel Burke was watching the carnage there during the timeout, because look at him come up and put his head right on the football, right? Face mask to the ball. Still Chambers going to be kicking himself, and he didn't scoop and score. Big 91, is you're right. He came into that pile looking to fight and claw. That is my ball and my touchdown.
His first reception today, 2nd this season. Henderson has the ball to Moore. Henderson cuts back. 10-5, touchdown Ohio State. Second rushing score today for the junior. This one went for 30, and the Buckeyes add on.
People not wanting to grow up and be defensive coordinators anymore, and I do wonder.
As that's intercepted, and it's going the other way. Why not one more pick six for the Ohio State Buckeyes before we get into the thick of the schedule? Jermaine Matthews, 58 yards to pay dirt.
Welcome to the Buckeye party, freshman. You saw your brethren on the other side, Carnell Tate, the receiver, get his first interception or first touchdown. And Jermaine Matthews says, I could do the same. I'm going to squat. I'm going to sit right on that route of Blue Smith, who doesn't come back and help his quarterback, and instead the true freshman delivers.
Travion Henderson bounces it outside. Henderson, off he goes. Third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. Henderson is gone. Touchdown, Ohio State. No flags.
There was a stretch there where people forgot how special Travion Henderson really is. He showed us as a freshman, one of the best backs in the country. Dealt with injuries, and now down the stretch of the season, he's proving why, once again, that he is up there with the best of them.
Look the leader off the play action. Change out the back finds the tight end. Spectre targets. 13 Colson Loveland and gave it 16 yards on the completion. Second quarter, steamy drive. More J.K. Look at number 9. Drops back, looks, sets, throws over the middle, and is caught by Roman Wilson in the end zone. Touchdown after 14-3. Your halftime score. Mason Rule 4, 14-10.
We're back for our live tailgate sponsored by Wendy's to get you the second half of Ohio State at Michigan. It is 14-10 as we're getting ready to kick off the second half, refueled with some Wendy's here. We got our burgers, we got our fries. We are in good shape. We hope you are too. Really got kind of interesting in the second quarter, and I think one of the ways in which it got interesting, we got to see Kyle McCord absolutely put himself together, and one of the ways in which he did that was going back to 1-8. One play in particular was really great. We have it on the north wall here. Beanie, can you tell me what you see here that you knew from here or you saw Kyle McCord see from here was going to work on this play?
You know, you got two high safeties, and, you know, at this point in time, there's nobody over the top of, you know, Marvin Harrison Jr. because you're thinking, you know, you got two receivers on one side and Marvin just runs out and up and pits it right on him. And he's obviously getting pass interference right there. The guy's hanging on him. But Marvin has the body control and the strength in his hands to come down with that football. And if you look at this play, the pressure was crazy from the outside edge. So you got to give Kyle McCord credit for stepping up into the pocket. He was almost sacked here and just put it right up on him. You had the other safety that was over the top, started running with, I think that was Emeka Mbuka. Just a crazy good play, something that Ohio State needs more of in the second half.
Will Johnson on this play again is basically had the coverage on Marvin Harrison Jr. in two really important plays in this game. One being the interception that he had in the first quarter. But to your point, bang, bang play, lots of great pressure from Michigan to get home. Chris, when you look at that play, do you think it's just that close, these inches? We're talking about the TD threat he had, that J.J. McCarthy had to Roman Wilson being one of those plays, and this one being you're inches away from putting Kyle McCord on the ground and stopping them from getting three.
Well, as we all know, football is also a game of inches, right? It's an inch if you're going to get the sack or if it's an inch away from you missing the sack and having a big completion like we see to Marvin Harrison Jr. So credit Michigan's defense. They're in position to make the play, but Kyle McCord makes a better play, and so does Marvin Harrison Jr., that he makes a better play. So, you know, right now, man, it's a competitive game.
Well, it's about to get started right back again. We're going to have Ohio State kicking off to Michigan. What do you need to see from Michigan on this first drive?
Need to see them, again, establish that physicality, establish the offensive line, get some push, get Blake Corum going in the run game, take a little bit of that pressure off of J.J. McCarthy, and really just get going in the run game.
Well, it's a decent kick. It's an okay return. Beanie, is there something that you need to see out of Ohio State's defense in this first drive?
Yeah, I mean, continue doing what you've been doing, stopping the run. But what I really want to see is a turnover. That's something that's going to be critical for Ohio State's defense, whether it's his first drive or any point in the second half. They need a turnover. Right now, Michigan's probably winning the rushing battle, and they're winning the turnover battle. To win this football game, you need to win those two things. Ohio State's got to catch up in that department.
Coming out in the shotgun again. That bugs me.
If you would have told me this game would have been played from a spread standpoint,
let's go.
Well, and there's Colston Loveland.
Who's the guy?
Yep.
Who's the guy that's got to get in the game? Colston Loveland.
And it's a great matchup that they're exploiting on that, too. Because either way, safety's too small. Linebackers die fast enough.
Right? Basketball, right? It's about body position. He's a big target. He can get position with his big body and just put it on his numbers and let him go do the rest.
So these styles.
Wait, is that Alex Origi?
Was that who?
Quarterback, 10. Yeah.
Oh.
Alex Origi.
Okay.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
Now, this I don't like. Because there's only one, we know what's coming, right? I take that back.
What a play.
I was completely wrong.
What a play.
Great job, Sharon.
Man.
Again, this is why I'm not an offensive coordinator. Let me just shut up and watch the game.
But Ohio State has to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
And they weren't.
And you know what's crazy is that should never have worked against this defense. Because if you have watched enough tape, this kid has not thrown a pass, I don't think. Maybe one or two.
Look, hat on a hat.
Yeah.
We're blocking. Oh, he's still in there.
So we talked about Ohio.
He's still in there. Yo, dog.
Maybe this is something that they felt like they needed to get their run game going.
You know what that is? Those are two plays in Urban Meyer's playbook.
Exactly. We talked about that.
Yeah, those are. I know basketball on grass when I see it. We used to run that kind of triple option, that lead counter.
I mean, that's a gutsy call by Sherrod Moore.
Hey.
Because if that doesn't work,
Or you put the ball on the floor.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
His head coaching possibilities then go out of the door. Bounce? Okay. Okay.
I do like it coming out of the second half, though. I really do. I
change
enjoy
up.
that. I have yet to see these two ends make noise. I've seen Mike Hall make noise. I've seen Tyleek Williams make noise.
I think all year long, that's where the pressures come from, majority.
Interior. Well, you got number 1, number 2 in the country at that position. You would just expect 44 and 33.
Get there.
Ooh-wee.
Come on. Is he out of bounds?
It looks like it. No, he gave him the catch. He gave him the catch.
Oh, my gosh.
Spotted it. Gave him the catch.
This is why I hate that we're playing 10 yards off the football. There's no way you can get there in enough time.
You know, I see that two ways here.
He's out of bounds.
I see that two ways. You haven't given up, you being Ohio State, 40-yard play or more all year.
Right.
Because you're keeping everything in front of you. Like, yeah, and not for nothing, but the game is still
close.
It's
tight.
not out of hand. You're not getting beat over the top. You're not getting beat for huge explosives. That's plagued Ohio State in both of this editions.
Is this being reviewed?
Yes.
The play's under further review.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have to.
I just don't like it because it makes for easy plays for the offense when you play that far off the football. Yeah. This type of stuff can happen all day long when you're playing 10 yards off the ball. I can run 5, 6 yard, 8 yard outs, and now I can be in, third and short. I can get first downs.
Beanie, I go back to how many times are people getting in the end zone? Yeah. Like, I understand it bugs me, too, to see guys 7, 10 yards off the ball. But if guys aren't getting into the end zone, what are we arguing about? Like, that's the thing. And if he's going to make that sort of a play, is he out of bounds, by the way?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, now is it 4-down territory if he's out of bounds?
Well, the way Ryan Day is acting, it seems like they made a call that he's inbounds.
Well,
but then again,
that was the review, right? Because they called it inbounds. So you need
overwhelming evidence.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Roman's having a game, guys. Like, I wondered if it was going to be him or Cornelius Johnson was last year. Of course, that game was not close.
Mm-hmm.
But to see Roman Wilson answer the bell the way that he has, I'm impressed.
After review, it's an incomplete.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Love that.
Critical.
Love that.
Critical. 4th and 5. Oh, that's a beautiful situation for Ohio State.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I love
out of the half.
I love it because it's 4th and 5. You got to make a decision now.
Oh, there's no way you go for it at 4th and 5.
Hey, you
you can kick the field goal.
Look. Keep kicking field goals when that offense is humming. Like, that's the thing. Ohio State's offense the last couple of drives has proven it can move the ball. 50 yards. Okay, and you miss from 52 if you're Ohio State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some pressure on this kick.
It's down the middle, too. Good kick. Good kick.
Wide left.
Good kick.
Oh,
Good
let's
kick.
go.
It looked like he was going to take that right turn.
It got caught there for a little bit, yeah. No, the wind got it for a little bit and it got back.
Okay, Turner. Good kick.
Still one-score ball game, 17-10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you are the Ohio State defense, you've done your job now, right?
Yeah, certainly. Certainly. You limited them to a field goal. You didn't give up the big play. And like you talked about, I'm complaining about it because of what I want to see selfishly from defensive backs, but you made a great point. Teams aren't scoring the big plays on Ohio State. They're not giving up the big plays because of they're playing that 7, 8, 9 yards off the ball from the defensive backs. So it's working. It's working.
Chris, what are you afraid of with this Ohio State offense coming back on the field?
I'm more afraid for the fact that Ryan Day seems to have gotten into a nice groove, especially after that last drive.
Calling.
The play calling, exactly. Ryan Day seems to have got his quarterback settled down. He's getting more of his players involved in the passing game. They spread Michigan out. That was, to me, the most effective drive they've had all game. And so I'm hoping that they don't repeat that.
Well, I'm curious to see what he calls coming out of this, especially after what we saw from Sharon Moore, because I don't think anybody here had number 10 coming on the field to take snaps, let alone 2.
None.
You know? And if you are Ryan Day, you like to think of yourself as a creative play caller. I think between he and Steve Sarkisian at Texas, as 2 head coaches that don't mind window dressing and trying to make something happen where, well, something wrong could occur. But to that point, are you just going to hand the ball to Chip Traynor? You know? Or are you going to throw the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr.? Is there something that the defense is doing well, Beanie, that scares you about Michigan?
They're certainly in the right place at the right time. I mean, you even talk about the play that Marvin Harrison Jr. caught that ball. That could have very well been intercepted. So their defense are in the right place every single time. It's just the game of inches in which we talked about, which Chris said. This is football. Football is a game of inches. And Michigan seems to be in the right place. Ohio State just happened to beat them on that certain play. So they're playing really good defense overall.
Chris, we've heard Will Johnson. We've seen Will Johnson good and bad. I haven't yet to see Mike Sanders still make a play in this game, and I guess I came in here expecting him to have a really big imprint on this game.
Well, he did have the one big hit, but I think when you're not hearing Mike's,
Travion Henderson, yes.
right? When you're not hearing Mike's name, he's also doing his job because you're not hearing whoever he's guarding. You're not hearing his name either, right? So you have to look at if we're not hearing Mikey's name being called, he's doing his job, shutting down his side of the field and doing what he's responsible for. But there will be a time where I'm sure they're going to try him, and Mikey will make it pay.
I really want to see that matchup. I think between he and Ibuka in the slot there, it's going to be fun. They were just showing the graphic of Ryan Day's record against everybody else. And it's been pretty remarkable, pretty stellar. I'm amazed to know not just that this game carries as much weight that it does, but that you can be 1-2 and people really start to question whether or not you need to be the guy. But that's our sport, right? Like I make the point that perfection is the barrier for entry into our sport if you want to be considered one of the greats in any given season. And being 1-2 is the opposite of perfection. You got to be Ohio State. You got to be Michigan.
And one of your biggest games, certainly have to, and you got to deliver.
Ooh,
oh, it's down the middle. Down the middle. Get there. There we go.
I was about to say,
there we
held
go.
It.
Julian Fleming was wide open down the middle.
Couldn't see him.
So that's the difference between, great quarterbacks and quarterbacks that are, young and on the horizon. Great quarterbacks feel the rush. Young quarterbacks look at the rush a little bit too much. Because he can step up in there and deliver that football if you're feeling the rush, opposed to looking, you're taking your eyes from downfield to where the ball should be going, and you're looking at the defenders.
Yeah, you start to wait to get hit. And
right.
That's the problem.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
This is what I like.
That's the guy.
Come on, Will.
That's the guy.
And where was that ball?
Outside.
It's like Friday Night Lights. Where will your brain do? Throw outside. You'll throw outside. Man, look at that. Spun into it, too. Love that. Such a big human being. He and Cornelius Johnson both. I mean, we talked about it, but my goodness.
Travion has to cut that much sooner. As soon as he gets the ball in his hand, he has to cut and go downfield.
Yeah.
How's his ankle?
That's the question. Yep.
I mean, we don't talk about him being late to cut anything.
That's true. That's a very good point.
Ooh,
going tempo.
Got him. Oh, yeah. All right. You're on something now.
Just tempo.
Better keep it up.
Like, this has to give not only Ryan Day confidence,
I think there was a flag on the field.
McCord.
A flag on the field? No flag. Okay, no flag. Just taking his time setting up the spotting the ball.
There you go. Tough physical run.
Yeah.
And Michigan's defense, man, they're getting after it. They are, man.
They are hitting. They are hitting. Downhill physical.
Mm-hmm.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
I'd run it again. I would run it again.
Yeah, 2nd and 6. Yeah, you got that in the bag. Great push.
Man.
Great push.
And you know what I'll do this play? Run it again.
Yeah.
If I'm getting 4 yards a clip,
Get Chip in there.
yeah,
You know?
go right back to him.
Oh, you not winded. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
See, this is the Travion that I like when he's decisive. He's putting his foot in the ground and going downhill. This is what you need. He's not dancing back there. He's making his mind up.
He's playing physical, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm running again, right left
That's
side.
play action. Look at. Oh!
Here we go.
All right.
Those are the type of plays I talked about it earlier that deflates defenses.
Look.
They're tired. They're gassed.
I keep wondering, are they, man, whenever they just man up, you know, instead of seeking out somebody to block, no, I'm going to block him. They know what they're doing. Make it simple.
Tony offers him and catch your breath, get ready.
Love Tony, man.
Me too.
Good dude. Great running backs coach.
Go, 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 go.
Ooh, that's hold. Yep.
Here we go. Did they call it?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Nope. But it was. Thought Julian spin him too. So is that 4 straight runs?
Yeah.
5 straight runs?
4.
4, okay.
See, it's just that split second, and I feel like it's to go
Like I said, he helped. Look, he got him. He got him.
got away with it. Oh man, look at that push out there. That
But
was a crazy push by the
It's
line.
messy too. Like I hate the zone scheme, man. They're not putting their hands on anybody. They're just running.
I'll take that all day long right there.
I'm watching Cave Stover look for somebody to hit, and that's where I'm getting.
Right.
I guess this is me yelling about them being 10 yards off the ball, right? You know, it's working. You know, it's just not what I want to do. But I'm not calling plays. You know.
That's 5 straight times, right? We just look at them run the ball.
Yes.
The mindset that this is establishing for the offensive line is critical.
Yeah.
Don't get off of it.
Nope.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, because I can tell you like this, no offensive line in the country wants to drop back 25, 30 times a game.
Right.
When they can do this, and they can build that confidence in, oh, we can block them like this, they're going to be in.
They're getting a lot of push. Yep. A lot of push.
And it makes Michigan's defensive line tired.
Mm-hmm.
Does Travion not play with a mouthpiece in his mouth?
Yeah, I mean, it's there.
Yeah,
he don't put it
it's
in there.
there.
Yeah, he don't put it in his mouth though. Yeah, you right. It bugs me too. Ooh,
There we go.
that was just trap.
Dog, this is
Like,
crazy.
I'm about to say this
This
is pee-wee football right now, dog. Like, it's
man.
nothing complicated about this.
If I'm Ryan Day, I'm not calling nothing else.
Yeah.
This entire drive.
Go up to Justin, tell him, hey, it's on them now.
Go get some more, man, baby.
Wow, what a drive.
I will be interested to see how
What a
many
drive.
play drive with this.
That's a drive right
Producer
there.
Tyler, if you got the play count, let us know because that was 6, 7 straight runs, 6?
It might have been 8 at this point,
Goodness
which
me.
is crazy.
And they ate up a lot of clock, too.
Well, hey, look, what did we ask? Is Ohio State physical?
They look like it right here.
Hey, look at there. Just man blocking, man.
Look at, oh, man.
Goodness.
Hey, to me, number 9, Dodson, wrecking that hole right there, too, because he
Yeah.
could have came up and filled that a little better than that.
So that was 8 straight runs. 8 straight.
Ooh, wait.
Yeah.
Chris, I think the only thing you're thinking about is the defense is when can we get back on the field? Ooh, was that a late hit?
Yeah, that's, right now, Ohio State's offensive line is doing what I want us to do.
Yeah.
And that's control the line of scrimmage and get our guys going in the run game. So, but this is two of the best teams in the country, right? So this is what you expect.
That point. I think we're going to come back to this as we get to the end of this game and see who wins it. But we've seen both of these teams get into the college football playoff no matter who wins the game. And it feels like right now it's tight enough to where you can make that argument if some things go their way, particularly Florida State, Florida, see what happens with Oregon, Washington, and of course Texas in the Big 12 championship game. But those look like two of the four best teams in college football right now, man. Like it's...
RJ, while we got a timeout, I got to ask you about the Florida situation. What do you do if you're a part of the committee and Florida State continues to win, but you know they aren't their best with their quarterback being out? Do you still put them in?
First, Cardale Jones exists. Okay, that's one, right? We've seen the backup quarterback go in and not just go in, but play well and lead you to a national championship at one point or another. And I think it's about what Tate Rodemaker can do or not do, right? That dude can play.
Right.
It's the reason why Jordan Travis was the Heisman finalist and the reason why he was a starter there. But they are so much bigger than their quarterback. I think if they win against Florida and they beat them going away, a Florida team that gave Missouri a scare, Missouri team we all think is good, that beat Tennessee, a Tennessee team that's ranked, right? You beat them, you've done a lot to help your case there, especially on the road, right? That's a place where Tennessee lost. But you're undefeated and a Power 5 champ. They've never left an undefeated Power 5 champ out of the college football playoff. And I don't think they would do that now. Now, they end up in the Oklahoma spot, and me being an Oklahoma fan, I'm going to tell you, it ain't fun. Watch like LSU 2019, Clemson 2017, Alabama Georgia 2017, Alabama 2018. But I think you're going to put them in there. I think the Pac-12 is just going to be holding the short stick because they beat each other up. Yeah, no, it's going to be tough. And I think this conference gets to be so much more interesting next year, not just because you're going to get the influx of the new teams, but I hate these divisions. I really do. I can't stand them. I think these two teams should be playing for the Big Ten championship.
Right.
And I understand that some people...
rivalry game.
Yeah, I understand that, but, man, I'd watch these two teams play 10 times in a row.
Oh, man, certainly back-to-back, I would, 100%.
Yeah, and I thought we were robbed of the opportunity to see them play in the college football playoffs against each other last year. Like, you could have easily made that 2 versus 3, and none of us would have been mad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been insane.
Yeah, but
insane.
Again, there's Poggi. Man, that guy, David, Boston, and Charles Wood.
Oh, that's the incident with the pulling the banner.
Look, man, Charles wasn't the dude, but to go up against David Boston is just, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
you got to be built something different to go at that dude.
Oh yeah, Boston was a big dude, man. That kid was built like a tight end playing wide receiver. I mean,
he was just back at Ohio State a couple of weeks ago for, I believe, a Michigan State game, and he's still ripped up.
He's still ripped up.
Well, I mean, that's that Houston dude, Speaking of them dudes they get from Texas.
Well, Charles from Fremont, so
Yeah.
Golly.
Hey, so coming back out, if Michigan comes down and punches Ohio State and goes back to their physical, because we ain't seeing Michigan be physical on offense yet. We're running the ball.
Right.
Well,
do they try to establish it right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So do they try to establish it right now? And if they do, man, it's going to be a slugfest.
Beanie, I'm starting to think that's the game plan, is to be in shotgun. Like, I don't think they're looking to establish a damn thing until they get inside the 25-yard line.
Right.
And then they change the offense into one that features the run. I'm with, I think both of y'all, I would like to see more of under center, 7.5 yards deep, hand the ball to Blake Corum, hand the ball to Donovan Edwards and see what happens. But you're getting great play from Roman Wilson.
Right.
You've gotten decent play from Cornelius Johnson. You're getting great play from Colston Loveland.
Colston Loveland, exactly.
It's difficult to say that what Sharon is doing is not working.
Right.
But to your point, I would like to see it, but I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to come out shotgun.
I just can't isolate my best player, Blake Corum. I can't isolate him and put him in a situation to where he's not going to be out there playing because everybody else is doing well. He impacts the game that much.
Yeah.
And at any given moment, he could break a run.
Yeah.
He could break somebody's face mask. He could do so much for a team.
You know what bothers me about what we're talking about with Blake Corum? I don't see that dude catching the ball that much out of the backfield. Am I making that up?
No, you are not. And trust me, we talk about this on my podcast all the time because he's a very good receiver out of the backfield, and we don't use that enough in the offensive game plan because we're stubborn to the point to where we continue to try to force the ball, right? We try to establish this dominance, but sometimes the guys punch you back.
Yeah.
And when guys punch you back and it's not going your way, you have to figure out another way to get your best player involved. And Michigan sometimes just doesn't do that.
I wonder how much of their practices are spent around these ideas of what happens if we can't do X. Are we practicing what we're going to do as our plan B? Are we practicing how are we going to adapt to whatever it is that we see? And I don't know that college football teams in particular spend a lot of time working on their weaknesses. I mean, they're probably like me. You only want to work on your strengths. You want to go out on your strengths, you know? But even now, we're seeing Ryan Day adapt his play calling style in a way that, frankly, I didn't think he was capable. I didn't think that dude would call 8 straight runs. But we saw it working. We kept going, don't go away from it.
Right.
You know? And to your point, Chris, you saw Ryan Day getting into a play calling feel. He has a great understanding now of what that offense is capable of against this defense. And man, if you could bottle that, because I talk to play callers about calling plays and they'll tell me it's an art, not a science. And I'll go, well, how do you figure out the art then? What are you guys doing? What is their body language doing? And that guy's body language right there, it looks like Travion is in this game, man. Now show me, show me Blake Corum. Show me his face. Yeah, more of that.
Yeah.
More of that.
And I think you got to get JJ involved in the run game some more, right? This is not the game where you try to save him for the Big Ten championship, right? Like this is throw the kitchen sink out, right? You throw everything at this defense and make him a threat with the ball in his hands as well.
I see them setting up on that zone read with this, like to your point. Like it's going to be there to pull. You just got to trust him to pull it. Or you got to call it.
Or you got to call it.
Or you got to call it.
He's a good enough athlete to be able to hurt you.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, wow.
Wow.
He will thread it.
He will.
He will thread it.
He definitely
make somebody happy on Sunday, man.
Let me tell you, that kid is confident in his arm.
Man, look.
Come on. Come on, Steele.
Yang. Hey, look.
It's like you're just waiting.
Linebacker too slow.
Well, Steele was
a running back before.
Steele was looking at it like, well, he ain't going to throw that.
Right. Like this kid, what's Loveland's numbers? 4 for 54, and they've been some of the biggest catches of the game.
Yeah.
I like that formation.
I thought he was going to come out of that.
You know what? I like that formation. I do.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird
pistol
or something.
Pistol. It was pistol, but it's eye.
Yeah.
So you're giving your tailback the look of strong and then you're not making your quarterback handle it under center. I like this. I don't like where that snap went.
If 5 ain't there, that's a big play. Or is that?
There we go, Sonny Styles.
There
we go.
That's a good play by Styles.
That dude will hit too.
He's so freaking big.
That's the guy that Dave pointed out to me at Big Ten Media Days. Like, can we talk about something?
Run.
There he goes. There he goes. Get down.
Run.
No.
Run.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
No flag. Let's go.
Hey, it's been pretty clean. To your point, it's been pretty clean.
There hasn't been a lot of penalties, no?
Yeah, it's been pretty clean. Since the first half, been pretty clean. First quarter.
Come on.
JJ feeling himself.
He is.
He feeling himself. He throwing in the tight windows. He not sliding when he should.
Hey, this is a heavyweight fight right here.
That's what we wanted.
Yep.
That's what we wanted. Okay.
Not getting enough push up the middle, man.
Hickams.
To me, it's almost like when Corum's back there, I don't know what Ohio State is seeing from a defensive standpoint, but it's like they choreographing the runs a little bit more when he's back there, and maybe that's part of the reason why they keep bringing Edwards in and trying to move the ball around in space.
Well, how many times have you seen Blake Corum run outside those tackles?
Yeah.
To me, that's where Michigan lacks when you set up your tendencies. You should have a counter off of your tendencies, right? And Michigan, again, that's another area of improvement that they need to have is to take advantage of what you're showing the defense.
Hey man, that's what I'm doing. I'm counting how many times I see this dude do what, and then you get an extra step.
Pick.
Oh wow. Checked it down.
Nice little
I was
tight end
screaming
delay.
because I thought he was
Yeah,
going to
right. Hey, look, and that's not where he went. That's not where he went.
Oh, man, I seen that. I was like, oh, my gosh, this is a pick by Steel Chambers if you're going to Edwards.
But it says a lot that we all saw it going that way, and he went to, look, he waited. He waited for the release. My gosh.
Wow.
He knew it was there because we didn't see it,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, he knew the release was coming. We saw him blocking.
And that was a play that Michigan ran a ton last year, that tight end delay.
Yeah, man.
That's a heck of a play right there.
He's another good pickup. Oh, great. Oh.
The offensive line?
Yeah, I think that's Zenter. Not good.
Between him and Keegan, those are
Not good.
Those are your guys.
Yeah. Yeah, he was another good pickup. A.J. Barner from Indiana, another kid who I saw at practice, man. He walked by me, and I was like, these kids are monsters. Like, they're building monsters in this facility.
I think that's one of the advantages, too, with the transfer portal, opposed to recruiting, which it kind of sucks. But when you get somebody out of the transfer portal, you're getting a ready-made product.
Yeah.
You know these guys understand what it's like to be a college athlete.
Yep.
You know these guys have some ability, so you're not really guessing, and then you just get them in your program and tailor them how you want them to be.
Yep.
I don't understand that that's a bad thing.
No,
it's
okay.
I like it.
Okay. All right.
That's why we see so much parity in college football this year because of the transfer portal.
Okay.
I love it with a passion.
Okay. Because I'm looking at Igbunnison being a great example of that too. Cornerback, playing at Ohio State, and I also look at guys that have been there forever, like my guy Josh Proctor, year 6, coming together. And what does it mean to have that guy that's been in your program that understands how you do things?
Wow, he's been there 6 years?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that either.
Because he's hurt a couple times.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
But you got his masters and all of it, man. I'm very excited.
That's awesome.
But, like, I get it. I would much rather have an older team that I have to teach the value of something like this rivalry. I also understand what it's like to have guys from Ohio playing in that game. And if I can go get some of those guys back, the point was made to me, Ohio State, Penn State was the biggest game for Drew Aller because he's from Ohio. That guy, we'll see what happens with the new coordinator coming in. Where does he go? What does it mean to have a transfer like that in your program? If he decides to do that. And I'm looking around and I'm asking myself that about all of these programs. And when the transfer portal opens up next weekend, December 4th, I'm gonna be having so much fun. Look at him.
It's gonna be crazy.
Well, for me, it's like interleague play and free agency and NBA or Major League Baseball. You get to see guys trade teams, but also, hey man, I think the sport is much more healthy. I think the kids are much more capable. I think it's a better product on the field for all the reasons that you mentioned, right? You got guys that come in ready-made. Develop somewhere else, sure. But is that not the way that we're doing it now?
Right. I mean, look across the board in college football. It's never been a year to where it's been almost so even for everybody. I mean, anybody can win any given Saturday.
Except if you're Georgia.
Except if you're Georgia. And I thought Missouri was going to knock Georgia out until, the quarterback cooked through the late interception there. I was watching that one tight.
Oh, man.
You hate to see this.
Yeah, you don't want to see this at all, man. Not even a little bit.
Especially one of the key players. I mean,
anybody
Zenter. Happen.
That's senior.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Oh, man. Have either one of you been in this sort of a situation where you're seeing a teammate be carted off?
Yeah, we played against Penn State. Dadrian Taylor had that huge hit against Penn State on their tight end. And when you go back and watch it, you're like, oh, yeah, Dadrian, but then you see him unresponsive, not moving, and you just don't know what's going on. And Dadrian never played another snap after that. I remember him having to wear this kind of neck brace thing. It was bad, man. And that's the thing about football that, people have to understand that these are young men putting their lives on the line. This is not just, a football game for our enjoyment. Really have to really respect the game.
I didn't get to see the hit, get to see him go down. You try to make some sort of a judgment call in your brain about what you saw and how serious it is, but the way that team is congregating around him also tells me so much. Because it's one thing to see a player go down, it's another thing to see Michigan's roster respond the way that it has.
Right.
Like they're all over there. They're all running back now because they're being told to. But that's encouraging to see is how much these guys really do love each other.
Mm-hmm.
And again, with a season like this for Michigan, where it's been, for me, just coming at them nonstop with the coordinator changes, with the scandal on that, with what this game means. Can you win a national championship? They've been able to play for each other, and that guy's a big reason as to why.
Yeah. It's been them against the world.
Yeah.
It's been them against the world. I'm sure that's what everybody in that program is preaching to them. It's us against everybody.
And he might.
Man, it's unfortunate.
He might tear up.
Yeah. What do you guys think Harbaugh's doing at this point? Where's Harbaugh watching the game?
Making his second set of coffee? At the house?
Yeah. I wonder, you know what?
DoorDash?
I'm pretty
Getting his
sure he's
Baconator?
probably at the
Pretzel
facility
Baconator?
somewhere or at home watching the game. But I can't imagine that he hasn't worn a groove in the carpet somewhere, right? Pacing
You know,
back.
that was
Right.
because I was thinking, you know, my job is to watch as much college football as there is to watch that is pivotal to the sport. So I spend a lot of time in front of televisions going from one screen to another, right? And the big screen, whatever the OU game is on, and I'm going, how would I feel if I'm coaching the team and I can't be there? Yet, to your point, we walking the carpet.
Yeah.
We wearing it out. Don't talk to me.
Oh, yeah.
Door shut. I'm screaming at it.
Yeah, don't talk to me, don't call me, nothing. I'm not taking the dog out, not taking the trash out, I'm not doing anything.
Oh, wow, there it is.
There we go.
There
we
it
go.
is.
Come on.
That's how you
That's
answer,
how you
baby.
respond.
That's how you respond.
Wow.
Let's go.
Man.
Wow.
We needed that.
Out of a huge break in the
We
game.
needed that.
Big time.
And again,
Gotta make
that
the play.
goes back to establishing the offensive line. Got to establishing that physicality.
Producer Tyler, I think we're going to want to see that one on the north wall because that, to your point about establishing the offensive line, look at the hat on a hat, man.
Yeah.
And it's just parted there. All you got to do is run through it.
Yeah. And
Golly.
I think Michigan had to do that to this defense because this defense, up until this point, has been playing with a lot of confidence. You have to chip away at that confidence if you're Michigan, just same way Ohio State chipped away at Michigan's defense. You have to be able to do the same thing against Ohio State's defense.
I keep saying it, man. It's a slugfest. But you got to wrap up and make this tackle here, too. I hate the fact that he misses it.
Running to the weak side.
Come on, Sonny.
Tylee Williams got turned, man.
That's the thing about big hitters, man. They don't always make the best tackles.
Right.
They can hit.
Man.
They don't always tackle well.
Man, that's tough right there.
Yeah.
Because just when you think you have some momentum for Ohio State, something like that happens,
Yeah.
and Michigan snatches it right back.
Yeah. Because usually when you have an injury like that, right, that's just an emotional drain.
Right.
Because now you're missing one of your guys.
So I missed it. I think we all did at the time. Producer Tyler caught it. Blake put up the 6'5" after the TD, and that was Zach Minter's number.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great stuff. That's great stuff. Had it right there front of mind. Ah, man, they play for each other. They really do.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think it was after the Penn State game for which Blake Corum said, I didn't come back for any individual accolades. I came back to win championships for this team. And that moment from him, I mean, what else do you need to know about him?
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. His coach, Mike Hart, he's Mike Hart 2.0.
Oh, yeah?
He is Mike Hart 2.0, man. That's what I believe Blake Corum is. You look at how Mike Hart was for Michigan back in the day.
Yeah.
They run so similar.
Yep.
Short in stature, break tackles, hard-nosed guys. I love it. Just not today.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
defense.
Sweeps, huh? Toss sweeps, huh? All right. I don't know that I would want to challenge this defense sideline to sideline, but you know, they got lateral speed, man. They can run.
Oh, get there.
Who's that? 2. Oh, wow.
Nice hit. Nice hit.
I thought that was going to be.
And I thought it was going to be picked off.
Yeah.
They should never threw that ball.
Yeah, I thought all you got to do is go get the ball.
I'm screaming, check down, hit Travion Henderson right there for
Man, that's
4
a big
yards,
hit.
let him go another 4, but come on.
Safety close.
over
Look at
there,
him
safety.
close. Look at him close.
Get over there, safety. Nice play.
Man.
Hey, dog.
Nice.
All right.
That's
And it was
a
a
hell
clean
of a play
hit.
right there.
It's clean.
Yep.
Clean. Led with his hands, all of that. Love that.
Come on.
Love that.
That's our backup safety. Get there. Get there.
Oh,
And then you follow up with that.
Double
Come on,
coverage. 4th and
Come
9.
on.
Okay.
Look at that momentum swing, man.
Exactly. This
Yeah.
is
Look at that momentum swing.
Oh my God, there's a minute left in this quarter.
They're going.
Like, jeez.
man.
You gotta punt it to him too.
Yeah.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Telling him where he should have went with the ball right now. You can't do that in this type of situation. And
And see, right there, that's where Ryan Day also has to be careful because he's got a quarterback that is still young, still inexperienced. How you approach him right now is very critical because if you come down on him and put doubt in his head and kind of that will affect him moving forward. Because next thing you know, he's not trusting his eyes, or he's forced, or he's going to go into forcing it because you told him something was open.
Right.
Now he's going to, well, coach told me it's open,
Looking
I'm
that
going to
way.
go there. And next thing you know, it's covered.
This flags on the punt. Ryan Day also did not do him any favors. Like, you knew what was working on the last drive, and you didn't go right back to it.
Didn't go back to it.
Between the tackles, hand the ball off. What is this toss?
And that's what I was saying earlier. Ryan Day has a tendency.
Ooh, false start?
offense. So I ain't,
Nah, take the field position. Decline that.
I would.
Yeah.
Because that was a terrible punt.
Yeah, I was going to say decline that.
Yeah, Ryan Day has a tendency to get away from the run game.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times he just gets...
Illegal formation.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, man.
There's only so much yelling you can do on the sideline, man.
Yeah, that's for sure. But like you said, he that last drive was all on Ryan Day.
Yeah.
You can't put him in a bad spot like that.
Just talking about how it felt like he found the rhythm of the team, of the offense, and what they need to be doing.
He was running the ball.
Yeah.
And there he goes again, abandoning the run. I can hear Jonathan Wells right now, screaming into the television.
Oh, you know he on Facebook Live right now as we speak.
Oh, off tackle. Okay, off tackle.
Oh, wow, what a play!
That's
Is that Eichenberg? Yeah, that's Eichenberg.
Yeah, that's a great
what
tackle.
A play.
Man, he's dangerous. Because when Edwards touches the ball going to the outside, you got to hold your breath because you don't know what's going to happen with him.
That's the first off tackle run that I think they've run all season.
And they ran it with Donovan Edwards. Speaking of tendencies, you know, one guy's inside, one guy's outside.
Get the first, Roman. Get the first.
Get the ball up.
I'm like, I don't care
Look at
about
Josh.
anything
Look
else.
at Josh.
Man, oh man.
I think I heard somebody in the back.
So-
Yeah, fight.
Yeah.
So, Chris, one of the things I think is fascinating about your journey at Michigan is who you played with. We talked about Charles Woodson, right? Another guy you got to play with is pretty good quarterback by the name of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Right? And there is a story that you've told before that I would like you to tell again about perhaps watching Tom Brady look at what was coming at Michigan and going, maybe this is not the place for me to be.
Yeah, we had just won the Rose Bowl, and everybody, I think we were on the bus. Everybody we're happy, celebrating, right? And I see Tom kind of just not participating in the joy. And I think perhaps he was really looking at what his future looked like at the University of Michigan, because at the time we had a guy that was coming in named Drew Henson, who was all-world everything. He was a baseball prospect. He was, I think, the #1 player in the country, #1 player in state of Michigan. And there was going to be a lot of pressure on Lloyd to play Drew Henson. And so I went over and sat next to him, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he said, between me and you, I don't think I'm coming back next year. I was like, why? He said, well, they're bringing in this kid, Drew Henson, and I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to play. And I told him, I said, if you transfer over a kid who hasn't set foot on campus yet, then you're not the player I thought you were. Because Tom is a very intense guy. Like, he could complete a 5-yard pass, and you would think he completed a 50-yard bomb for a touchdown. He always was an emotional guy no matter what. And he ended up writing me a letter thanking me, and he stayed. And that was the story.
Yo, man, in this day and age, to hear that story about the GOAT, greatest of all time, I think is telling, because we're talking about the transfer portal earlier, and we're talking about how the game has gone and what guys decide to do based on their career paths. I think there's a lot of old school coaches that are going to hear that story and they're going to play it for their players over and over again, because what if Tom Brady decides to transfer from Michigan? What becomes of him? What becomes of his career? Now, Tom's competitive, here to figure it out.
Yeah.
But to figure it out at Michigan, because like coming into this game, he had one tweet, go Michigan, right? What does it mean for the program to have that guy as one of, I look at your list of alumni, man. Come on now.
Yeah.
Didn't you got James Earl Jones doing like the...
Yes. Doing the voiceover. Voiceover king.
Yeah.
The voiceover king. Yeah, James Earl Jones.
Goodness me.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoy that story, if for no other reason than to show the kids, and I call them kids, they're all kiddos to me, hey, if that dude has to overcome his own thoughts of self-analysis of, can I do this? Is this a place where I'm going to be? Should I be playing catcher if this hotshot quarterback's coming in? Then, yeah, you are right to question yourself, but you're also right to stick it out. You're right to stay put. And it is shown that if you will, 6-year player, you get on the field, you play a lot. Like, I point out Josh Proctor because it means so much to me. A, that he ended up at Ohio State, and B, that he could hack it at Ohio State. See, he's linchpin in that secondary, It's really cool. Very cool story. Beanie, 4th quarter, you're on defense. You said you want to turn over. It doesn't look like that's in the offing, Doug. Don't look like it's in the offing.
Hey, now's the time. Now is the time. But I do believe Michigan's going to come out running the football. Yeah. Because they did have success in the previous series. So they have to do something to slow them down. I don't think Michigan's going to put the ball in the air a bunch. This is at the point in time where Blake Corum takes over a football game. Yeah. So what do you do if your Jim knows to put your defense in position to slow them down? You got to do something. I don't know whether it's bringing in an extra guy, disguising some type of blitz, but you have to figure out something to get your guys in position, because this right here is where momentum is won or lost. Michigan can take it and run with it, or Ohio State can try to snatch it back.
Winning quarters. Chris, you're winning quarters, and you're going into the quarter where you do winning, and you're up 7, do you sit on the ball?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Okay. Not against, you don't take your foot off the gas. You don't abandon what's been working. Colston Loveland has proven to be effective in this game. Oh, halfback pass.
He open.
And look at that. Ron Moore.
That's twice.
That might be the play of the game.
But he's
depending on how the game ends.
He's had 3 of those.
Yeah.
He's had 3 of those today.
Yeah. We talked about emptying playbooks at the beginning of the game and not holding anything back.
Yeah.
That's not holding anything back right there.
Exactly.
We also talked about, hey, leave the trick plays out of it. He said no. He said absolutely not.
And if we go back and look at it, they every time they've kind of run a toss, they've used Donovan to run that toss sweep.
Hey, and he's a quarterback. This quarterback, it's a nice touch.
They just had a stat on the side of the screen. The last 2 games, 21 and 22, the 4th quarter play selection was 15 runs, 2 passes. The other one was 15 runs, 1 pass.
Wow.
And
here
he came
you go.
out and just bucked it. That's knowing your tendencies, man.
Man.
Okay. 3 yards, 2 3 yards, we'll take it.
Yeah, you get 3, it's 2-score game. It feels like enough in this one. Chris, we talked about, or I say we, I put that away after last year, but folks had talked about Michigan ain't played nobody. Then they beat Penn State, and then Penn State ain't nobody. Like, all right, Penn State's a 10-win team. All right, cool. But you go there, you get the win without your head coach. Ohio State is somebody. So you win this game. Are you the number one team in the country?
I mean, I think you have to be at this point to beat this team under the circumstances, right? Under the dark cloud that's over the program right now with everything that's going on. To not have your head coach on the sideline, to lose one of your best players in Zinter, in this environment with this game, I think you have to be. Now, again, listen, Georgia's, in my personal opinion, I think they are the best team in the country. But I think Michigan, I think it's 1A and 1B. I wouldn't be mad if I saw Michigan at 1. I also wouldn't be mad if I saw Georgia at 1.
Let's see what we got here. 1 of 8. And then, my goodness, I say it's 4.
Run blitz coming.
That's just me.
Get on it quick.
Yep. Ooh, you got to make tackle.
There we go.
Got to make tackle. Oh, tackle.
Nice recovery. Nice recovery by JTT.
So, Beanie, up until recently, College Football Playoff Committee, right, really starting to think that Ohio State was the best team in the country. Coming to this one, they thought it was number 2 team. But as Chris said, thinking about what Georgia has done, I wonder, why do we think Georgia is the best team in the country? I mean, I have my answer.
Well, I certainly think when you look at Georgia, the fact that they're back-to-back national champions, the fact that they've went out and won every game, most of them, they went out and won handily. But even the tough matchups, they escaped and they got through them and won, but they were against quality football teams. Look at that Missouri game. Missouri was a good football team.
Yeah.
They are a good football team.
Yeah.
So to come out with that one, you got to give them credit for. They're a battle-tested team. And I think that's really why you have to, look at them as the best. One, they haven't been knocked off. They've been battle-tested, and they've been able to escape everybody in every situation that they've been in.
Chris, one of the things I run into, especially with folks that don't cover the sport, is why should last year's performance influence this week's rankings? Feels like sometimes that's how we think about Georgia. To his point, Missouri being a good football team, is Florida a good football team? Should Florida have had Missouri on the ropes at home?
No, Florida's not a good.
Yeah.
Florida's not a good team, but neither was Maryland, and and we played bad enough to a point to where we probably should have lost that game.
Maryland going bowling. I'm gonna back Mike up on that.
Maryland. Granted, Maryland is going bowling, but Michigan did not play a great game either. But I think with Georgia, to what Beanie was saying is they're battle tested, they're proven. When you just look at their guys, they just look like almost like NFL guys. They look like a very polished team that knows exactly who they are. So, until somebody can prove otherwise, I still say they're probably the best team in the country.
Call up Greg Sankey, get you some of this SEC, brother. That's what they're telling me. I want to take a look at Blake Corum's touchdown run here. This came after Zach Zinter's injury, and we could see him throw up to 6'5" here. But Chris, walk me through, why does this play work?
Well, one, you got a 3 technique that jumps outside, right? I can't tell if it's 91 or 81 or whatever his number is. And this was a play that happened against Penn State. When you don't stay gap sound, this is what happens. And 91 jumps outside of his gap, which opens up a huge lane for Blake. Watch the 3 technique right here, right? You'll see him loop on the outside. He keeps outside. Safety should come up and make this play. He doesn't make the play. This play is well defended. The problem is guys don't stay on their assignments and guys don't make plays.
And that has been a hallmark of Jim Knowles' defense up until now, is they are really good at playing assignment football and they are really good at tackling space, and both of those things were missing on this TD run. Beanie, is there anything that Sonny could have done differently here?
Yeah, he could have fielded. He jumped inside when Blake made his little jab step inside to the line of scrimmage, pressuring the line of scrimmage a little bit more. And that's what good running backs do, though. I mean, they press the line of scrimmage. They make you think they're going one way. And he shook Sonny out of his shoes from 8 yards deep, which is not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Sonny should have seen that gap and fielded regardless of what the running back was doing.
And fielded immediately. And there was a great combo block on there by the offensive line also that helped spring Blake into the end zone also.
Ooh, Michigan trying to let you back into this game, Beanie.
Man.
Kicking the ball out of bounds like that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We need anything that we can get.
Hold up. They putting him in there? Surely not. No. Okay, no. He's just listening. Okay. I saw Alex go in there. I'm getting fired up for the backup, man. Like, they about to start running the ball.
Man. That's something, though, I just don't understand why, Ohio State doesn't take into consideration is that RPO system. I mean, that's been their bread and butter for a while.
You know, it's an interesting question, especially when you talk to play callers about their scheme and about their type, but it's about what can you teach and what do you know? And I think that spread is something that he's still learning or doesn't think he knows as well as he knows this. But, like, can you adapt your philosophy to the personnel that you have? Or are you going to force your personnel to try to adapt to your philosophy? The second one usually doesn't work. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think you got to recruit to that philosophy. That's the one thing that Urban Meyer did was he recruited to that philosophy.
Well, there he goes.
Oh.
They're recruiting to throw the ball down the field.
Right.
That's what
that's what it is. They're recruiting to push the ball down on the field to score lots of points. Whereas Ohio State was that power RPO that they ran was, again, it was choose your poison. We're going to run. The next thing you know, Devin Smith is running down the field wide open. And they were able to be diverse in their offense, and they kept everybody on their heels.
Nope.
There we go.
Wow,
Great catch,
what a throw.
Julian.
What a throw. Look.
And he eyed him the entire time.
That's why I said no.
That's why I'm right there with you. He stared him down the entire time.
I'm thinking all you got to do is get your head around.
That's it.
Dog.
That's all he had to do.
I said nope.
Does he have bounds? No.
Nah, they got that foot in. Julian, having a game. Get on him, boy.
But those are the scary situations that McCord puts you in. Like, that shouldn't have, like, a certain plays that shouldn't work, that should not have worked right there because of their same.
Has it happened, what, at least twice today where I'm going, nope. Oh, okay, all right, never mind.
Oh, come on.
I guess you can't throw your check down, Doug.
This is what happens when you have running backs as a guest, because when you get to the passing game, we're all off.
Man.
So I take it back. Play was tipped. Ball was tipped.
Oh, it was tipped. Okay.
Ball was tipped. Yeah. Ball was tipped.
Again, another good design, though.
Look at the space that he has if he gets the ball.
Golly. And that's Trey Henderson.
Man.
That's speed incarnate right there, dog.
This is a critical drive, though. We got to come away with points.
I think you got to come away with 6.
I think so, too.
I think 3 is not going to do you nearly as much
as
the scoreboard would tell you.
Shut it down,
like, I know
that clock run.
Getting a 7, getting 27-24 with 10 minutes left is way different than 27-20.
Right.
From a momentum standpoint, from where your defense feels like we get you the ball back, you're going to go score. And you know that your kicker has already missed one today.
So psychologically, that's going to weigh on him. And heck, the way that Michigan can run the ball, control the clock, too, so.
It's been more about these play callers getting out of their own way, or so it seems, and then Sharon dials up something nasty. Oh, this for a run play?
Better get the playoff. Okay. Okay.
Oh, that for a run play. All right, cool, fine, cool. So Xavier Johnson's the tell there, man. Yeah. Anytime you put that man in motion,
you know he's coming.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's tailback, sometimes it's on the jet sweep.
Everybody bailed out of there.
Yeah, like I'm keying, you know.
Yeah,
like you know that was going to happen.
Like, come on.
I'm gonna stop watching film.
I'm gonna lean on him again. Lean on him.
Ooh, that's one-on-one outside. That's one-on-one outside.
They tricking you.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay, come on.
I don't hate that as a play call. I don't hate that as a play call. You still have one-on-one outside. It's like. Man, I saw a center high safety yelling at the corner, "You on your own. You on your own."
Oh, that's a play I would like Travion to trust the speed and just take the outside lane.
Yeah.
What do you play call here? Clock is ticking. Okay. Marvin score. There we go, Marv.
Wow.
There we go.
Underneath.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. That's what we haven't seen enough of.
But he waited. He waited. Because he had a window to get the receivers lining up on the top of the screen, but he waited. He let Marvin get across. Because I thought he was going to go up here to the top at the start, and I saw his eyes go. See right there, to Trey. And then he let that man get across.
So to me, that's what should have been happening all game long.
You
to get
got
the
a
ball in Marvin Harrison
linebacker.
Jr.'s hands.
You got a linebacker on Marvin Harrison.
I thought Junior
Jr.
could run, though. Junior can run?
There's running and then there's running. Trying to cover Marvin Harrison running across the field.
I think Junior Colson is the safety they asked to play linebacker, but your point is taken.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
That's pitch and catch.
That's also the Martian. Like, I can't.
Yeah, that's pitch and catch right there, man. You can't expect a linebacker to cover.
Where's that in the middle of the field, though, for Ohio State's offense? Why don't we see that enough?
Well, I think they were setting it up. I think when you had the flare, that was going to be an angle back in, depending on the coverage you saw. Because you got the Marvin coming across, and you're going to have that natural pick route. Like, I don't know, man. I guess I think it's there. It's just whether or not Kyle McCord sees it.
Right.
I think that for the most part, McCord has been given opportunities to make plays, and that's all I can ask.
Right.
You know, and then you're getting guys like Xavier Johnson involved in the game in ways in which I didn't expect, honestly. Like, I'm looking at how they're using him, and I'm floored because I just expect Emeka Ibuka. I just expect Julian Fleming. I expect Brandon Ennis, Carnell Tate, another guy.
Yeah, that's another guy. I haven't heard his name called at all.
I think, man.
I was really expecting him to play in this game.
Well, he's going to be so good. But back on defense, right, if you're Ohio State, back on offense, Michigan. Okay, you done thrown the kitchen sink. You got the plumbing left in the wall to pull out? That what you doing?
Hey, listen, if we got to throw some sofas,
shower,
door hinges, whatever we got to do, man, throw out the whole house.
Got any more rabbits in that warren? It's like, dog, just pull them out.
Yeah. Again, this is for all the marbles. So there's absolutely nothing to hold in at this point.
You know, it's really fun to see Sharon Moore understand, Jesse Mentor understand. I mean, Jim, I get, right? That's a Michigan man if ever there was one. You know, right down to the Bo Schembechler duck bill and the glasses. But those two guys have been in on this program and in on this game in ways I think that fans feel really, really fortunate, or should feel really fortunate. I understand some people would take it for granted. We're Michigan, you know? But Brady Hoke thought this was Michigan. It didn't.
That got us in trouble.
Yeah.
That got us in trouble with this is Michigan thing, and we relied too much on the brand that we thought every kid viewed that as an opportunity. You should be honored to come to University of Michigan.
Public Ivy.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, you have to woo these kids. Right. You have to convince them to come to your program. And there was a point in time where only thing kids knew at that time was Michigan losing. So Jim Harbaugh comes in and completely turns the program around because he knew at that point Michigan wasn't relevant. A lot of these kids who you're trying to recruit that's in the 10th grade, 9th grade, whatever, they've never known a Michigan winning program. So when Jim Harbaugh comes in, he has to bring the excitement. He has to do satellite camps. He has to do all these things to get the program out there. So you couldn't rely on this is Michigan. He had to go out there and show people what Michigan is, and that's why we've seen this turnaround.
Well, Chris, I like to think that you would have been one of those kids coming from where you come from John Curtis. But Beanie, you picked Ohio State. Now, it's one thing for a dude from Ohio to pick Ohio State. But why? You could have gone anywhere else.
So, believe it or not, man, I obviously loved Ohio State growing up, but I took a visit out here to California. And I came out to USC, and, Pete Carroll, Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, they were the end-all, be-all here. And, I called my mom and said, hey, I'm decommitting to Ohio State. I'm going to USC. And my mom laughed, picked my dad on the phone. I told him what I wanted to do. He picked my mom back on the phone. She said, pick Coach Carroll on the phone. She picked Coach Carroll on the phone, and she said, get my son on the first plane out of there right now. I get back home, and there was no way in the world my mom and dad was letting me go anywhere other than Ohio State. So I like to say they had a lot to do with it, too.
And I love that. I love because the parents get involved in ways that I always think are interesting. Chris Spielman had a similar story. His father let him go on a visit to Michigan. And he came back and said, Dad, I think I want to go to Michigan. Nope, you're going down I-95 to Ohio State, you traitor. I done enough with this. Same difference, man. So, like, again, it's family dynamics getting into it, but you apparently couldn't come home.
Exactly.
Like, that was
right.
it.
That was it. And
if you go to USC, don't come home.
Right. I made the best decision, of course, but, you know, my mom and dad wasn't having it whatsoever.
Golly. I love hearing that.
You know, Hollywood lights can, you know, a 16, 17-year-old kid, they can sway you real quick.
Oh, yeah,
Heard
absolutely.
Stories of visits, man. And visits be changing people.
Man.
Well, Jamar Chase decided he wanted to go to 3 different places before he went to LSU. Okay. I wonder if that's a moment where they miss Zinter.
There we go. There we go. There we go. 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
It's a big down.
Yeah.
Big down.
Hey, so would you say this is a 4-down territory regardless? Considering the Klatt?
No.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, no.
Not in this
32.
situation.
Hey.
Not on our side of it.
Number one, you're up 3. Number 2, make Ohio State prove they can do it again.
Right.
Like, it doesn't feel automatic. It feels like something they really have to work at.
Nice.
Man, come on.
Nice.
Come on. Like, prop this right there. Like,
He's out the chair.
Listen.
He's out the chair.
It's like he was thinking about it. Like, why are you pulling your hands down, Josh?
He's playing his zone. Playing his lane.
Good throw. I mean, that was good timing. Got away with a little push-off, but I ain't gonna say
Man, that was crucial right there.
that was a huge.
You know what? Again, not a big play. I think last year, even the year before that, the safety would have bit, right? And then you got a guy that's running open field.
Right.
You know? They're tackling in space.
Oh, let's go, Blake. There we go.
Save that Blake Corum run. If it's been in front of them, they'll be able to hit it.
You could tell Blake Corman's feeling himself too, man. You got to leave him in it. Well, I guess when 7 is in there, they're a little bit more dynamic. But man.
Well, not only they're more dynamic, they're also telegraphing, hey, we want to go outside tackles.
Yeah.
Hey, Blake's in there, hey, we want to go inside tackles. I don't need a play card to tell me that, man.
Do they have both of them in the backfield at the same time?
I thought they just brought him out. You might be right. Wait.
Come on.
That wasn't a quarterback, was it?
No, that was, I think that might have been Samaj Morgan.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Bet. That makes all the sense in the world to me.
Oh, no, that was Khalil Mullins. So they brought in the bigger back, Khalil Mullins.
Clear it.
And ran a little kind of off tackle.
Oof.
Man, let me tell you, if he keeps it outside, he's still running.
He's gone.
But I'll take the first. And the
What I love is we all saw that at the same time. what I love is, like, why are you cutting inside?
4 minutes right here, man. Like, come on. Make a play. They're not about to put it in the air.
Ooh, what?
There we go. No, it's too many.
I thought he jumped outside.
It was too many.
Let me tell you, that glare from the TV screen is killing me. All I see is helmets moving.
This is crunch time right here, man.
Man, that's gotta be a helpless feeling.
It definitely
You offense play caller, you just gotta watch it.
nothing you can do.
Nah, it's out of your hands, man.
It got to be so hard on the defense, though, just to play within the scheme and the system in this situation, knowing you want to make a big play. You want to be a guy that...
But that's the discipline that they lacked last year. You know, I credit that with being the reason the defense has been able to keep them in this game.
Somebody closing.
Oh my God,
wow.
I thought that was about to be a pick.
Across his body.
That's what, 3 throws that man has
I
made
got to
today?
stand up a little bit on this one, man.
Oh my God.
It's
Gotta take a
third
walk?
down situation. Yeah, man.
You gotta take a walk?
Third down situation. Sheesh.
Great catch.
3 minutes left to go. We got to...
All right, Beanie, what you want to see?
It's hard to say I want him to pressure in this situation, but they got to get pressure on him.
Oh, man.
So you're hoping to get fresher from your front four?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
Let's go.
Come on.
Hey, look.
We got timeouts here.
Tick, 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 tick. I mean, this is what Michigan wants.
It is.
Line it up, run it. Line it up, run it. Eat that clock.
And it's almost like you go back and you think like, okay, what could have Ohio State done different in certain situations earlier in the game?
That fourth down that we said he should have
Out the gate.
went for it on.
Out the gate. Man.
I mean, that's not going to be the outcome of the game.
Right.
There'll be many other factors that go into this, but
No, quite simply, how many turnovers have there been?
One.
Yeah.
bounce.
Oh my gosh. Come on, man.
Bye. Stay in bounds. Stay in bounds.
Dude, now they're in field goal range and
That's
run the
it
clock.
right there.
Like, come on.
That's game, baby. Right there.
Oh.
That's it.
They don't have to do nothing else.
No, nothing else. Can sit.
Why is there a clock stop?
why
We
is
got to
the
call the
clock stop,
timeout, right? Somebody called timeout. I'm
come
sure
on.
Ohio State called timeout.
Bro.
Yeah.
This
Because the
is-
clock stops after 2 on the first down.
Bro, this is brutal right here.
Oh yeah.
Brutal.
But that's what they do. That's what he does. That right there.
Just out physical you on the most important drive to where you knew you had to get off the football field.
You know, we talk so much about offensive lines and how important they are to the success of running the football. But a guy like Blake Corum reminds me and reminds us, I hope, just how important it is to have a guy back there that not only has a feel for it, but is decisive. You know, and not decisive in a way that is just wild, but he knows where he wants to go. He knows where the spot is he wants to hit. I tend to think that is unteachable.
Yeah. And 2 years ago, when we had Hassan Haskins, Blake was kind of his backup. There were times where, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And there were times where he was impatient and he would miss holes and he would, or, you know, you cut back too many times instead
So
of.
it is teachable.
It's, when you go back and watch the film and you have a coach like Mike Hart who's in your ear telling you, hey, man, like, what did I tell you? Run, cut, and go.
Right.
You know, quit doing all this other stuff.
Right.
It just takes time. And now you see a guy who, one, he's a senior. He's been in this position before. He's played in this game. And I think you're seeing that leadership out of him.
You know what we don't also talk about? Ain't nothing wrong with his knee.
No.
Ain't nothing wrong with his knee.
He's recovered.
Yeah.
He's recovered from his knee injury. He put on 10 pounds, an extra 10 pounds. I saw him this offseason. He's like a little piece of granite. Just
With, you know, coming out of PT, a blown ACLs in both knees. I can't imagine being this productive, a year later?
Right.
It's an 18-month injury, even now. You know? I think right now we're showing, one, the value of the running back position at a time when people are calling into question whether or not it is valuable. But I gave it to him. I said, what do you think? He's like, hey, man, I know at Michigan they value it. And Jim Harbaugh said, I know at Michigan we value it.
Yeah.
And you're seeing why, because they get in these 4-minute drills, and you know what's coming, you still can't stop it. Look at Sherrod. He's still coaching. I love it. He's still coaching.
oh, yeah.
So this comes down to if Ohio State loses this game, the series after Michigan drove down and scored, and then Ryan Day coming out trying to get fancy on offense, and we walk away on a 3-and-out.
Well,
the run.
you need a turnover. So Michigan got this ball with 8:05 left on offense, and they may actually run out the clock. You got to hit it, and you got to hit it so the ball comes out. But to your point, right? You want to stop. You want turnovers.
Okay.
You got to take the time out.
Yeah. Man, oh man.
Goodness.
This is brutal, man. It's tough to sit here and watch and digest
Yeah.
as a Ohio State fan and alum. It's like all the things that you wish that coulda, woulda, shoulda happened that don't happen. It's like, why? Why do coaches get in situations to where they outthink themselves in situations?
Yeah.
Especially in the biggest moments.
So you go 8 years without losing this game. Go 8 years without winning this game. Looking at 3 straight, right? for only the second time since 95, 96, 97. And we're looking at perhaps something we've never seen in the Ryan Day era, which is panic. Because you coming into this talking about, hey, look, I feel good, loosey-goosey.
I feel great.
My man, you were standing behind the chair here just a second ago because it got under your skin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, knowing how you felt coming into this, if you came in feeling like you did, say, 2 minutes ago, what does that emotion do now? What are Ohio State fans feeling now, watching this happen?
Oh, man, they're pissed off. I mean, I'm sure, people are throwing stuff at TVs at this point in time.
Okay.
Because you're thinking of everything that you could have done. Why don't we just stick with the run? Stuff that we're talking about up here.
Yeah.
Why don't we just stick with the run after the series? We just bullet them down the field. And keep the game in front of you. Don't just try to get too fancy when we understand. Yeah, Kyle McCord did some great things today.
Yeah.
But he also did some risky things today. So play the game that you believe that's going to be the best case scenario for you. And I think that's what everybody's saying that's watching at home right now. We didn't do everything that we could possibly to win the football game. Now we're in a tight situation where all Michigan has to do is just...
it dawns on me that we don't look at this game the way that, say, we look at other rivalry games or even natural. So, like, Alabama, Georgia would be a great example for me. Whoever wins that game ought to keep their job. We all know this, right? But you look at this game and you look at what happens to Penn State. You look at what happens to Ohio State. You look at how Michigan fares in the playoff. We put so much into what's going to go happen in the Big Ten East. And I wonder if that is hurting the conference at all, especially as it's about to get bigger.
Yeah.
And you're about to see more folks in the same position. Like, I can't imagine what it would be like if Oregon, Washington, USC showed up and ran through this conference in 2024, right? Everybody's going to be pointing the finger at each other. I'm curious, do you stand what you got? Like with Penn State, for instance, you lose to Ohio State, you lose to Michigan, you still win 11 games. But that ain't apparently how y'all want to get down. They'll wait. They'll figure it out. They'll find a way. But seems like y'all we got a car. Do you want to drive it?
No, I don't
We got a Ferrari.
Right, you wanna drive it?
Yeah.
I definitely don't think they can, in a situation, say, you know what, move on.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think that's what you do. You understand? You figure it out.
Yeah.
You do what the other schools have done. You do what Michigan has done. Michigan figured it out.
Yeah.
With Jim Harbaugh. Yeah. We talked about it before. Jim Harbaugh was about to be on his way out of Michigan. They said, hold up, we did that too many times already, and we're going to get this thing right.
Well, I mean, you still got an opportunity here. You just got to get a stop.
Yeah.
You can't allow 6. Take your time out. Put him on the ground. Take your time out. And this is the ball game right here. Golly.
What are we taking so long to call a timeout for?
Maybe you want to hold it? Maybe you think you all right with 60 seconds? I'm not all right 60 seconds. I'm sitting in the chair. Those two guys. Oof.
Where's that play clock at?
7,
7,
6. Yeah. Going to take your time. Yep. Going to take the delay of game?
Yeah, knowing that they're going to kick it anyways, I guess.
Okay. So
they called timeout, right? Yeah, they called timeout. I was like, wait a minute, I know we ain't just taking a delay of game. Like fire Sharon right now. That was a huge play right there. That was a huge play.
You know, and again, if it's tied, it belongs to Roman. That's a huge play.
That's a huge play.
Man, he made the first one.
Mm-hmm. One of the few times we see ice and the kicker actually work.
Right.
So it worked so little that we took it out of the game.
Right.
Like you can't call back-to-back timeouts, you know? Golly, tie game too, total. All right, Chris, you got a play call. This is it. What you running?
I'm going to attack the edge. They ran a really good play when they brought in Khalil Mullins, kind of ran off edge a little bit, picked up some good yardage.
But you don't attack the edge with Blake Corum in the backfield. We've established that.
Well, you need to this because he's bounced the play, right? Yeah. He's bounced it and got some good yardage out of it. Well, clearly, again, you know, this is why you don't have a running back as your offense coordinator because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
All right, get him down.
Okay. Take the timeout.
Yep. Quickly. Let's pray for a missed field goal here.
So producer Tyler makes a good point that you hold your timeout, you make them run it on 3rd down, so you can take your timeout now.
Gotcha.
Right? So you make them kick their field goal and you get the ball back. But my goodness, man. If you're able to get the touchback, you still got to go 75 yards. And as much as Travion Henderson has looked like a home run hitter in the past, he's getting bottled.
Yep.
You're going to take away Marvin Harrison Jr. if you're Michigan.
It's going to all come down to Kyle McCord's arm.
And I think finding Cade Stover or Emeka Buka or Julian Fleming, like, you're going to make them earn it. It's there. It's going to be there. You're going to have one-on-one with those guys, but you are not going for this. You are not going for this. Oh, man. Okay. Colston Loveland in the flat. Okay, Sharon.
I'm sorry, but what are we doing?
Okay, Sharon.
I'm just trying to think of why do you try to go
Put the game away right now. Right here, right now. They got no timeouts left.
They're trying to get them to jump offside.
Yeah.
There has to be.
Oh, okay. Yep, y'all right. Y'all right. Dog.
Oh, my God.
Dog. Went out there with no play.
Hey, what if
Went out there with no play, had me hype.
Man, listen.
You risked one of your guys jumping offside.
I know, right? I'm like,
that's too much in this situation.
I almost slid out this chair, man.
Dog, man.
Okay.
Based on the play calling we have seen from that man.
Right. Halfback pass.
Went out there with no play.
Oh, man.
Sherrod showed up on one, dog.
Playing with my emotions
I'm
right
saying.
So the good thing is if they miss this, we just get in field goal range. Come on, get a block here.
I can't take overtime.
So, yeah.
I can't take it overtime.
Hey, look, I'm here for it.
I can't take it
Give me overtime.
I can't take it overtime.
Give it to me. Golly. Hey, it ain't been close the last couple of years. I'm here for this. I like this. This is fun.
Sheesh.
There it is.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
There
okay.
it is.
Now we got to get 6.
Hey, look at there. Perfect.
He did it with less time in versus Notre Dame, right?
So the good news is.
Oh my God, no big plays. No big plays.
You get 6, you're an extra point away from winning.
Yeah.
Squib it.
Come on, baby.
I dare you. Squib it. Squib it.
You risk that?
You know what I actually do? I short kick it. I make it up backfield this kick.
Fair catch that thing. If it's...
Hey, look, do they remember to do that?
Right.
I tell them we gonna kick this short, and I want y'all to blast that up back.
Like, listen, you better kick this ball so far that it go out the stadium. That ball better not land nowhere infield. Oh my God, this game is just bonkers.
You said we've seen them do this before. I should remind folks that was in South Bend. It was on the road. Kyle McCord was in that situation. I would also add there were 10 men on the field at the line of scrimmage when goal line situation.
Okay.
You should have fair caught that.
Okay.
But hey, you got something to start with here.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, now's not the time. Ain't the time. Ain't the time. Ain't the time.
Don't be dumb.
Sit down somewhere.
Well, I do like the situation, though. I mean, we get another crack at it. That's what you always want. You get another shot at it.
The ball, dog.
Yeah.
You got the ball.
You got the playmakers.
What are we on? Where's the line of scrimmage?
19. On the 19-yard line.
And that play clock went kind of fast.
Got 81 yards.
It sure did. And I'm not mad at it either.
Come on, get the playoff.
Snap the ball. Okay.
All right, good protection. Good protection.
Better.
Oh, nice. Nice
Thank
play.
God it was incomplete.
Okay.
Nice play.
Mike Sarah still. That's 2 pops. It's 2 pops. Not bad for a wide out.
My wife just texted me. This is so nerve-wracking.
I've been there. I've been there. Man, run that comeback to that dude.
Let's go. Let's get a sack.
Ugh! There it is.
There we go.
There it is. That's what you kept him in bounds. Kept him in bounds. But you clock it up. Yeah, first down.
Yep,
you
first
stop
down,
the
clock stops.
Got to get on the ball. Got to get on the ball. You got no timeouts.
Have a play ready, please.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. This is what you do well.
I just hate those situations where they're clocking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a game plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Take another shot. There we go.
Bang.
Clocks. Oh, my God.
no.
Throw the ball. We got on it. Okay. That is a catch. That is a
That's
catch.
first down.
Incomplete.
Wait, they
That
call it
is a
incomplete?
catch.
They call it incomplete?
No, that's a catch.
Hey, we need to look at that. We need to look at that.
No,
Call a play. Call a play.
Snap the ball. Snap the ball.
Come on, we need.
Oh, he stopped him. Yep.
Oh, my gosh. Come
We need
on.
to look at that. Let's look at that.
What do you want to? Okay, so are we looking for possession and a, what do they say, a football move?
That's what they say. They're
you
going
what,
to say
2
football.
steps?
He got to advance. Yeah.
Whatever a
2 steps or
football
something
move
like
is. I think it's 2 steps in the NFL. I don't think it's.
Followed by a fumble and a recovery. The play's under further review.
Okay, so you need indisputable evidence that there was not a catch. That's Buka, and he won. That's what I asked for. He won.
That's a catch.
Oh,
Fleming.
punches
Excuse
it
me,
out.
not Buka. That's Fleming.
I don't know.
He punched it out.
That's 1. That's 2. That's I think. Hey,
That's a
look,
fumble. Hey,
I don't think that's enough to overturn, dog.
One of the
What's the
times that
rule?
we
What's
hope
the
for a
rule
fumble.
on the fumble? Is this a fumble?
You need it's ruling on the field was a fumble. Yes. That looks like a football move to me. Because he got that second foot and then the motion.
I hate to say it, but
It might not even matter though. You still in good shape.
I like your optimism, but yeah.
Hey man, you know, I'm enjoying the game over here. I'm like, also this man over here, he can't
over
sit
pacing,
down.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
What
Come on, football guys. We need one more.
what day they say on Friday? You don't know, Baby D. I got to go back to Columbus.
That's why you're looking at me,
I got
because you
to
don't know, Baby D.
Exactly. I got to go back to Columbus. Y'all ain't got to go back there. Man.
Oh man.
Man, it's at this point where I'm like, I need sound.
Oh man. Don't make me break this window. So you're gonna have me over here quoting next Friday. So I see a catch and I see a move. I see a catch and I see a move. And all you gotta do is jump on the ball.
Bro, and Buka, Johnny on the spot right there.
Oh. Okay, what's the play called, Beanie?
I'm taking shots.
Okay.
I'm taking shots.
Okay.
Those crossing routes in the middle. Well, I'm taking deep shots to get a first down, not necessarily shots at the end zone.
The ruling on the field stands.
Stands.
First down.
First down.
Let's go.
Whatever I got to make sure safety goes with Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
I have to. I got to have somebody running into that void.
Come on, we need a sack.
So that might be that's 3-by-1 to me.
Mm-hmm.
We need a
3-by-1 to the field.
Michigan's they're rushing 4, so
Yeah, give me 3-by-1 to the field. And Marvin Harrison in single coverage. Yeah, okay.
get it off.
Yep.
Let's go. That's a pick. Let's go home.
Yep. That's it. That's the ball game. That's the ball game.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow. The late
Amen.
flag is them rushing the field. Like, what the hell?
You said let it go.
We'll take a flag.
You let it go.
Come on.
I couldn't.
And I got to go get on a plane after this.
Man.
You're gonna be having a good time. Look at you. Look at you.
Man, listen,
look at
I'm
you.
so amped up right now.
Yeah.
Michigan player 32 removing his helmet, 15-yard penalty.
Unsportsmanlike.
First down.
Come on.
Michigan.
There's an interception.
All right, Beanie. What's next? What's next? Is this
Man.
one of the 4 best teams in the sport?
I still think so, just because of the way this game is played, right?
He was trying to get to 1-8. Oh, he just couldn't get on it.
Triple coverage, right?
No, it was there. He just didn't have nothing on it. Because he was getting blown up while he let the ball go. Yeah. Just nothing. He couldn't put anything on it.
Man, oh, man.
He went where you wanted him to go. So that's 3 straight victories for Michigan. 1 big victory for Sharon Moore. My goodness. Look at Charles. Look at Charles. Look at Charles.
Man.
And you got the Michigan defense.
Charles better give those guys a bottle of his
Look at JJ.
line.
Look at JJ. What's his line?
Oh,
Probably something like 15 or 19 for 160.
That's crazy.
Goodness.
Brutal, man. Brutal. Brutal. Tough to digest in this situation.
Is Michigan the #1 team in the country?
Oh, they're challenging the call on the field if it's an interception, right?
I think they're having to look at it. I don't think they need to look at it. Man, put them sunglasses down, dog.
Man, I just need this interception to stand. I ain't cheering nothing yet.
Have the turnover diploma or something.
Man.
Yeah, stands. Stands.
Whew. Man, I am emotionally drained.
That is, hey, that's the best win.
Man, let me tell you, with everything that's been going on, everything that's been said, the cloud over the Michigan program with the sign stealing scandal and everything, this is a huge win for the program and Sharon Moore. Just huge for Jim Harbaugh also. So congratulations to those guys.
Beanie, before today, Bruce Feldman said on Big Noon Fox that if Ryan Day were to lose this game, Texas A&M likes its chances of him listening to what they have to say. Do you think that Ohio State fans want him to?
Oh, certainly not. I mean, I think he's a great coach. I think he wants to be there. Fans don't want him to go away. The only caveat that I can sit here and say is if they knew for a fact that another guy that sits on that stage will be coming back to Ohio State, and that's Urban Meyer. That would be the only situation to where fans could say, oh, go ahead and entertain it. We know they're getting Urban Meyer back. That would be it.
Yes or no? Ryan Day is coaching in 2024 at Ohio State?
Yes.
Okay. You love that.
Oh, no, I'm still cheering that we won. I wasn't letting y'all have y'all moment. Yeah, I'm just over here.
Look, I'm asking sincerely. You won 3 straight against Ryan Day.
Yeah.
Why would you want him to go anywhere?
I don't want Ryan Day to go anywhere because to me, the real big change happened when Ryan Day took over. It was the offensive philosophy that we talked about. Ohio State was a deadly team when they had a running quarterback because they put you in such conflict that you had to pick your poison. They had a dynamic running back, they had a dynamic quarterback, and they had dynamic wide receivers. That put so much pressure on defenses that you couldn't, like we talk about, guard the entire field. There's no way you could guard the entire field. So if Ryan Day is going to implement this pass-first system, that plays right into Michigan's strength because we're sound defensively.
He did have a drive where they had 8 straight runs in his defense,
and then he left it.
Bigger. First time that Michigan has won 3 straight against Ohio State since you played tailback at Michigan. Also, the last time they won 3 straight against Ohio State, they won a national championship. Is this team going to win a national championship?
They definitely put themselves in consideration to be one of the top teams to play for a national championship. But again, as the competition gets stronger and gets better, will we be able to adapt to playing against different styles of defenses that have better athletes, right? As people would always talk about, Michigan hasn't played anybody. And that's been largely true for most of our schedule. But then when we have played teams, we've also found a way to win and dominate. But the teams get better in the college football playoffs. They're faster, they're stronger, they're bigger. How do we match up with those guys, particularly who I'm talking about, the SEC? the boys in the SEC.
Man, he said all that, and all I heard was Ohio State ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to find out what the College Football Playoff Selection Committee thinks about Ohio State and Michigan on Tuesday. And this has been an outstanding game. Great win for Michigan. Absolutely getting the triple 1, 2, 3 in a row. For Chris Howard, for Beanie Wells, for all of us here at Fox Sports, thank you for joining us here on our live tailgate, sponsored by Wendy's. We will see y'all next time. Deuces.
Hey, I know at the beginning of the broadcast you said, man,
to make your way off of the playing field. Please exit back up through the stands, not through the tunnel. Thank you. Look at those good citizens walking up the stands to the exits. Please do so as soon as you can. Fans, we ask for your cooperation in making your way off the playing field. Many people are moving up toward the portals